Hello everybody, PTG, Proxy Table Gaming, boys, girls, ladies, gentlemen and goblins, we are gathered here today for the most mega of mega battles. It doesn't get any more mega than this.
We're here, baby.
Mega excited. I'm Hyper G, he's Lucky Sixes as always, but we are only half the story.
Yeah, right?
Because there is another green half to this tale. Introducing and welcoming. We're not really introducing, you know who they are.
Yeah.
They've appeared before. Like lechers that we cannot get rid of.
People's favourite.
Who do we introduce first?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I don't know who we offend by introducing last, or maybe first. I don't know how it works.
I think clearly it's got to be the greater half of this alliance. Hi.
True.
Loonheart.
Oh, okay.
Zing.
Go on then, Scabbat.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for having us again. It's been a long time coming, but Bat Rep 200.
Here we are.
200. It is.
Yeah,
Can you believe it?
It's been crazy.
I don't know when you first discovered us, but 200 battles in.
I
Can you
think.
believe it?
Yeah. It's when
So,
most of them did.
I mean, absolutely.
It was funny that we got called for a mega battle so late on, but we did, and here we are. And obviously with you, Scabfat, is Gobbo.
Hello.
Hello, Gobbo.
The one.
How's it going, Gobbo?
Yeah. It's the time of the goblin is here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very much so.
We should spare no time on these introductions because we're going to be here a while.
Yes,
aren't we?
Absolutely. We're not even sure yet at this point of recording whether this will be a two-parter. So,
no. No, we don't.
So, as a little bit of an introduction to Mega Battles, if you haven't seen one already, this is every 50 or so episodes we do a battle that is slightly larger than life, but not quite as big as my ego.
Possible.
And yeah, it's not, is it? And this time round, we decided to do a pairs game. Normally, it's been predominantly me and Hyper G. Occasionally, Stat Rat will join in every now and then. This we up the stakes to bring you big time battle. I hope you've enjoyed the teasers. If you've been keeping up with that on our channel and all that stuff, that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun indeed.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we are we've been challenged basically. This is the challenge.
Me and you got challenged.
The gauntlet has been set, and we chose our favoritist of armies to take up the challenge. We put it all on the line.
It is all of it.
Every bit is on the line, and it's obviously against your favourite armies. Some would say.
I mean, you are two vicious enemies that have scrapped on numerous occasions.
Yeah, I think it just goes to show how high the stakes were that we were relatively happy to put our differences aside.
Just for a few days.
At least 2
Yeah, well, exactly, yeah. Because we met up a few months ago, actually, is when we actually met up and played the battle. Yeah, there were spoilers that went out on the Twitter, as Lucky Sixes tells me it's called.
Yep.
And yeah, we did it over the course of a couple of days. And the reason it took so long is because it was just so mega, really. I mean, I don't know. I think Dan was Scabfat. I'm sorry, Mr. Scabfat. Was it yourself who came up with the idea of 10k per player? I think it might have been you who first banded the number around.
Yeah, well, the way we looked at it, Mega Battle 200 times 200 is 40,000. So 20,000 aside, 10,000 points each. Nice and easy.
Exactly.
And we just had to make it happen, right? And actually, as well, this is one of the first times we did a battle of any kind in the old PTG HQ behind me. So
since its revamp,
yeah. So a 40,000k battle with 2 tables. Should we crack on with the deployments and stuffs?
Yes.
To show the people,
crack on.
Show the people
Absolutely.
what they want. Damn it!
We can't really describe it. We just got to show it.
I know. It's one of those.
Well, I mean, this was the battlefield. I don't know how much you want to talk about this because, I mean, you know, you want to see, don't you? But
we do want to see.
I mean, a lot of this will become apparent when you see the pictures. But a very nice graphic that you've done.
Yeah.
Lucky Sixes. I didn't know if you wanted to.
No expenses spared on this one as well. It's all coming out.
No. Yeah. But there was a set objective, wasn't there? That we were both trying to achieve as teams, wasn't it?
Yes, a glorious mushroom.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a bit of a. It was almost kind of a narrative kind of setup, wasn't it? Wasn't like a standard tournament game.
No.
As if standard tournament games would be 20,000 points aside.
Right. What a tournament that would be.
It's a shame they're not.
No,
2 hours 45 minutes, guys.
Yeah, you're on the clock. No, very much so. This was 2 tables worth, so we pretty much got it in. I think it was. So it would be 12 by
11. I think it was 11 foot.
11.
Yeah, 11
foot.
foot.
So slightly less, but so battle line deployment, and it was sort of semi-blind as well. We didn't have like a board up in front, but we didn't take care of the opposition.
We just were putting units down. We're not looking at each other's.
In your case, trying to fit it in.
In your case, it was just. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah. So. The terrain is as you can see on the screen. Obviously, you'll see it more in things. We had a few forests, few walls, a couple of impassables, ruins, water, hills, all that jazz dotted around. There was no rhyme or reason to it, just dotted around. The 3 houses, or towers, as you can see at the top, was your deployment zone, and they were your reinforcement towers, we'll call them. So one of these.
How we agreed to this? I didn't know.
So obviously
we got done into agreeing for this.
Obviously, we've got your army list and things, but what we said was any scoring unit or just any unit?
Any unit. Any unit.
Any unit.
So any unit that wasn't single.
Mr. Scoutbat played any unit.
So any non-character.
Non-character. He did single models.
Fair enough. Not any non-characters. If they were killed in the battle, so thrown forward, then they would just get reinforced the next turn from
the tower,
one of these towers. So they'd have them similar to ambushing, but specifically from the towers. So their back would have to be touching, and then they could move forward. Blah, 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 blah. But it could be from anywhere. So if they're over on the right-hand side and they die, they could reinforce from the left-hand side, centre to both flanks, anything you want. So if they die, it was very much Suicide Squad was in force there. On the bottom,
and the reason for that was because of the bottom objective, wasn't it? That we as Hyper-G and Lucky Sixes didn't have to attack so much. We had to just defend our central objective, which the Scabback Gobbo Alliance was trying to get to, which is why they had the extra reinforcement rule. We got no reinforcements. We were literally just left there to defend, weren't we?
I guess adaptation on secure target. So for Ninth Ages, but there was only one, and it was in our deployment zone. So you had to be within, I want to say 12, but it could be 6 of it by the end of the game. Again, this is more fun than anything. So the rules are a bit sketchy, but so just be within proximity at the end of the game. That was it.
Still 6 turns. Still 6 turns.
If they were, then they won. If they weren't, then we won. Simple. That's simple how we won. So obviously, we want to keep as many things on the board as possible, but that was as simple as that, really.
Just holding off against the actual green side.
The actual.
Very much. And we played with the advanced magic rules, didn't we? Yeah, for the Bell tokens and Flux, basically, just to give us a bit more options in magic. Because obviously, there's a lot of points on the board. I think we drew 2 cards per team.
Not each. Yeah.
One per player, and that obviously meant there was a lot of dice going about in Magic just to make it a bit more
really
fun.
good fun.
Yeah,
really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Did spice things up for sure. We had at one point we had like 25 versus 21 dice in the magic phase, which is insane.
Yeah, 25 dice seems to want nothing off.
Yeah.
Because if I remember rightly, your magic dice were individual, but then the dispel dice were communal.
What is this?
I must have snuck in there. Sorry, I apologise. Must have been a clerical error. I'll move on.
Yeah, we'll edit this out. Don't worry. So that won't be in there.
Yeah, don't worry. Highborn elves. You brought the elves to the party.
So and this will probably be one of the first ones you can actually get on one page, which is mental. I mean, we won't go through it. What we'll do is we'll just put it there for a bit of fun. But what we will do is we'll go through the characters, because they're probably the mainstay of the battle and the battle rep and things. So I've got a mage on a dragon. It's my old mage from the tournaments actually, Tyan Sephira. Paired weapons, hero swipe, all that jazz. I've got a pyro mage on foot. I've got a high prince spear boy, and a BSB on horse, and that's it for characters. I guess knowing that I have so much in the old tank, I just wanted to get as many models on the table as humanly possible. So, and I still didn't get my whole thing.
Still only 3,000 points in characters.
I know, right? That's mental. It's wicked. But yeah, so I had a lot of fun writing the list. But basically just picked what units I could really.
Yeah, so we won't go through every part of it. But I mean, a lot of the units are ones that you played.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Didn't go too crazy.
Trying to use the models you own.
Yeah, didn't go too crazy with the setups.
We should mention that a certain Gobbo brought us some presents for newly painted models, especially for this battle. So it was nice to use them. Get them straight out onto the table, wasn't it?
Yours was the Lion Guard, the sloop, and an eagle?
There was an eagle there. So there is a slight change to this, though, I think, because the two eagles aren't two separate units. I think we combined them, because you got an eagle, we combined them into a unit of 3.
Yes.
Because that's obviously the right thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, I maybe got a knotted rhymer out of it or something, but that's what we did. Because we got one of the eagles, which is cool.
Yeah, but if you're thinking that elf list was elite, then, there's an even smaller list for Saurians. It's only going one way. Clearly, they're going to get smaller as we go on. A few more characters, so I got the usual Skink Captain Taurosaur, Engine of the Ancients, Chaffy Skink Captain, another Chaffy Skink Captain. The Quattle Lord was actually quite basic, really. Just divination and grasp of the immortal, really. And then I got the fun part, which is 4 cowboys.
Everyone loves Saurian cowboys, right?
Absolutely, yeah. One of them is just a veteran, BSB, but he's still pretty good as a cowboy.
Why have one when you can have 4?
Exactly.
Well, exactly. Genuinely, though, I actually don't have any more Saurian models. This was every one of my Saurian models, so I literally had about 1,000 points left to spend, and I thought, okay, I'll just convert 2 of my Raptor riders into Saurian cowboys. So yeah, that used up a few points. But yeah, that is literally what I own in terms of Saurian models. Just about made 10k. So yeah, and now we get to the really fun part, the part you're all really waiting for.
Yeah, right. The Horde.
Oh, take it away, Gobbo.
Hey. So we have Richard the Loonheart on his Hipposquig. We then have a separate Hipposquig, and then a Grail Duke, then double Wizard Master, so Druidism and Shamanism. Then you had the Paladin BSB, and I think we had one in the questing unit, one in the Knights Forlorn unit, so on foot.
Yeah, looks about right, yeah.
Yeah, and then trying out a couple of units that we'd never tried before, so there's Pegasus Knights, the Flebochet, if I remember correctly. It was the the Goblin, the giant squig that's hucking a loogie over the battlefield, which is quite fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. But yeah, it's nice having all the toys to play with. So I've got the Banner of the Last Charge, you've got the Oriflamme in there, you've got Stalker standards on the Knights of the Quest. So everything is, well, primed to the teeth, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
No min-max in here.
In case you'd notice, that I've had to shift Squiggleonion's brackets Gobbo into the 9th age symbol. Oh boy. I had to do it again, but then double it up for both sides of the screen for a certain Orcs and Goblins army. And I put Orcs in question mark.
Here we go.
It's not really Orcs, is it, Scavbat?
Oh no. No, maybe I was the stupid one to suggest a 10,000 point army each when I play goblins.
Yeah, points, not goblins.
Yeah, that was class.
But yeah, so 10,000 points of no orcs to be seen, just pure goblins and monsters. So yeah, like top of the list, the king himself, the big kahuna, the main man, the wobbling goblin, Scadfat.
He's second one down, eh?
Second one down, yeah, actually.
I'm not sure how that happened.
Skittergit is the forest goblin on a massive.
Of course,
scooter.
they all had names, didn't they?
Yeah. The arcane triumvirate of Bernie Sanders, Larry Grotta, and Scratch and Sniff. The two goblin chiefs on Nashers, Scud and Rocket. Yeah.
And then a few goblins.
And then a couple of goblins.
Yeah.
I think we figured out it was like over 200.
Easily.
I think I outnumbered one of your armies in my core. Yeah. So just a few models here and there.
And before we've gone on, obviously
Absolutely.
you guys do the hobby show, and anybody that goes to tournaments will know you very much for your hobby prowess and your amazing armies. If you haven't heard already, Gobbo, obviously, his Knights of Equitaine are not your standard Knights of Equitaine. You may have guessed or seen from other things, but they are indeed goblins, squigglonians and things.
Goblins.
So yes,
why do humans have to have all the fun when you can have goblin knights?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know how many times have we seen them in model form on the channel. Have we seen them much?
Twice. Live stream and also then the Northampton.
Yeah, but it'd be good to see them once.
What happened on the live stream?
We've had a game.
Not on the channel, we haven't.
Yeah, on against my gnome bots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
early stages, gnome bots, wasn't it?
Early days, yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Was that when you were playing them as UD or as dwarves?
It was dwarves.
But yeah,
here they go. Let's
exciting. Set them down. They don't want it, lads. They don't want it.
Quickly, move on. Right, so we got some close-ups of the beautifulness. I mean,
and Scavbat.
This is also deployment, but I mean, really, it's so vast and epic that you really can't. There's not a great deal of point in saying what each unit is, because it's only really going to be important when the action really kicks off. But you can see what it is because it's all non-proxy, pretty much, isn't it? So, moving down the line of the Green Alliance. I mean, it's incredible.
Glorious. And unlike the usual bat reps, we won't go through every little thing. We'll just sort of show you some pictures, some overviews, and some close-ups. Talk you through what generally happened in the turns and things like that, rather than going through things, because it is just a bit of fun, and we don't want this to be 18 hours.
No, we kind of do. Will do.
Yeah. We kind of do.
Would have just live streamed it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, some lovely models here are the old, and these are not your regular models, not your regular plastic models, are they?
No, they are custom made from ping pong balls, springs, and green stuff.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I think every time we see these, we're gonna mention that. It doesn't matter how many times people have seen them. Yes, they're ping pong balls. I was very honoured to allow you to have trolls, which I didn't paint, in this battle as well. I donated them to your cause. Shame the Git launcher behind isn't quite as well painted. But
the grotto as well, didn't you?
And then we got out the old... Yeah. It was actually, I glossed over them, but they're gorgeous. We got in the old Watchtower, didn't we, Lucky Sixes?
Yep,
from
that was
back
one of
in
them.
the original days of
Pringles
7th edition, the Watchtower.
Pringles and lollipops.
That's a lot of magnums.
I mean, there's...
You can't have magnums, they're the wrong shape. Mini milks, mate. Mini milks, that's where it's at.
And so... You might also notice we've got probably about 2/3 down the board, and we're still doing Scabfat's army. But fortunately, Scabfat did allow Gobbo a little bit of room to deploy.
I'm kind like that.
And we get them. Yeah, here they come. Here they come.
I don't think he actually had a choice.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The Squiglonians.
So this is the elite troops of our army.
Absolutely, taking up the left flank as you do. I don't know why we got a particularly quick picture of that terrain piece. It was yours, wasn't it, Ryan? Was it?
No,
I think
that
no,
one is.
One of yours?
That one is.
Okay.
Yeah. It's my field.
Yeah. I'll zoomed in a little bit. Yeah.
Lovely.
Right, then going over to the good team. Lucky Sixes, you lent me some Lancers for the left flank, didn't you?
And there isn't a character in there. Don't get excited, people. It's just I had 7 and a character, so that's what it is. But yep. And
I also hid a flanking behind there, but we won't go into too much detail.
You see the wing?
I don't own enough Kaiman to make that non-proxy. So
proxy doors.
Yeah, proxy doors. Good one. I like it. And yeah, just going down the Saurian line. Now, I know some people are going to be picking out my purple beautiness. That is indeed a Happy Meal toy, posing as the Thyro Scooters. But yeah, we won't go there too much.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he won't be at all offended by it.
Remember, it's a model agnostic game. It's fine.
And here is the statue that we're playing for, the trophy.
Beautifully made. Especially for this, and the winners will either take home or keep hold of that wonderful trophy.
Yeah, man.
And then we got some elves, and not the boring part of the pictures, but we have to get through them.
So much space in the deployment.
I'm jealous of you.
I know, yeah.
I could put my cards down and everything. But yeah, so just
yeah. And there's the new eagle there as well, which is cool. And I donated you some Saurian warriors for your flank as well.
Good question.
You did.
Lovely.
Why is there a well in the middle of the lake?
There always is.
That's tradition.
It's a PTG tradition thing. Where there's water, there's a well.
Yeah.
There's a well, there's a way.
Yep. You know it. And then we have some overview pictures of the grandness, and it really is quite just the epic scale of it. I mean, just look at all those goblins.
Yeah.
That's the first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was our side was definitely an exercise in Tetris, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, what
so
could fit where?
You can now see where my deployment zone is.
Yeah.
For 10,000 points of my army.
Squeeze stuff in the corner, yeah. And there we go. That's another beautiful zooming in of what we're playing for. And that is what we're doing here. Deployment, objectives, ready to go, boys and girls.
We are ready. Bring it on.
No.
Why did you give them first turn, Tom?
I thought it was a good idea at the time.
Well, it really wasn't.
And then moving forward.
What's he rolling? He's already rolling dice. Why is he rolling dice?
Animosity.
Squiggles. Off we go.
Oh, shit. Shit. Ryan's coming forward as well. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Goodness.
No! Isn't that dead? Triple is still dead, right?
No, just take some room.
Oh. God. And immediately afterwards...
Keep rolling. What else you got?
You're rolling hot. Goodness.
Oh, fuck this. So, heart attack's over. Wrecking teams on their way.
Oh, my days. He was rolling hot, man.
Yeah, that's the only way to start a game.
Yeah,
means business. Means
absolutely.
business.
The 6 is out of the way then.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these pictures are going to come out here thick and fast now because the battle is on. And yeah, here comes one flank of spidery goodness.
I think the armor's just trying to keep up.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you did roll your random moves first. There were no charges. Yeah, I mean, Gobbo, you had to keep up on your flank as well, didn't you, really?
We're keeping things calm on my side. We're not rushing in.
A bit calmer than the bloody centre.
I mean, yeah, look how far those wrecking teams and that scrap launcher went. It's just ridiculous. So, I mean, yeah, I was hoping my my skink shooters would have a little bit of room to move forward so they could flee and then, you know, do the usual Saurian thing.
Yeah.
But no room at all.
Part of the plan.
Yeah. So, I mean, we kind of ended up having, not through thought or actual choice, but we kind of ended up having a me versus Gobbo and a Hyper G versus Scabvat kind of battle.
Yeah.
Even though there was times where we sort of interlinked things, but it was very much probably the centre is where myself and Hyper G sort of came together to focus in the Scabvat. But it did feel like you put Gobbo in a corner.
I mean, also part of the plan.
That was me directly after the dice, going, "Oh my god, they're gonna win."
That's the last face you'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we did a little system with magic, didn't we? Oh, sorry, I've just gone back a picture.
I think so. Although I remember the totemic summon not going off, so I don't know what. So
okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Maybe it's a broken system.
Yeah.
We were planning on putting dice next to the ones that got dispelled, but yeah, maybe that doesn't happen. I don't know. So it's all a bit chaotic, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. So, but you see, all this definitely got off the cleansing fire, and there's so many magic things that actually got off. I think Twisted Effigy on some archers before in the previous picture. So, Raven, is this Raven's Wing?
Yeah, you stop Raven's Wing.
Yeah, definitely stop that on the trolls. Yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah.
I didn't stop flaming swords. You managed to get that off, and you were delighted by it.
And
But,
that was your first mistake.
well, absolutely, it was. Yeah.
Actually,
There were
second.
many more to
First
come.
was letting us go first.
Letting you do triple
man.
six. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, break the spirit I
Stay
let
there,
off as
dragon.
well on the dragon. Just all right, we went march. That's fine.
And then I got some model eye view of the multitude of models going on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely. A few casualties from the shooting phase. Not many, really. I mean, the Stygius Sword took 1 wound, and 3 Saurian warriors went down to some shooting. But yeah, could have been a lot worse from that row of war machines that Scabbat's got lined up on the back. I think the one with flaming swords definitely missed.
No, I think it did.
Yeah. So.
I mean, it only ever misses when you fucked it. So.
Yeah, exactly. And a few lions went down as well.
Yeah, this was despite the Trebs missing, wasn't it, Gobbo?
Yeah, I think it was just Bowfire and the Scorpions.
He's smiling because maybe it's a sign of things to come.
A few Queen's Guard, but yeah.
Yeah, they're like 90 points each as well, aren't they?
Yeah, I know, right? Overall, the shooting wasn't. It was just like plinking off to start off with. Just plinking.
You say that's 3 units of Scabfat's army.
Yeah, that's good games for me, actually.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at that! I love this picture. I mean, this just sums it up nicely, doesn't it? I mean, if the deployment picks weren't big enough and grand enough for you, this is the Green Horde coming at you, pretty much. I mean, you've gone slightly further ahead on one side. All that middle. Oh man, that's looking.
Yeah, crazy. It was really cool. It was really cool to have all set up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That is indicating the wound you took on the wrecking team for being so zealous, of course, but not much price to pay, I don't think. And also your goblin, I don't know which one it was. Was it Bernie Sanders who took a wound from a miscast?
Yes, I think that was the first spell I cast, wasn't it? It was
yeah.
actually a miscast.
From a mushroom, actually, wasn't it?
That was it, yes.
It was his mushroom. He was chewing off mushrooms.
Yes.
That's scratch and sniff. Just to the middle.
My apologies. But then we go into the goodies turn 1, and they were doing it all wrong, weren't they? The sixes, because they didn't declare any charges. What were they thinking?
They missed out a whole phase, bro.
Yeah.
So we're in on that. I think I need an 11 or something as well, something pretty high. Just the
Rhymer Knights, whatever they're called.
Not the Eagles.
No.
Not this time.
Yeah, and I declared an ambitious little charge with one of my many cowboys. I don't know what he's got. Couldn't tell you what the difference was between. I think this one was the Kingslayer one, actually, into a unit of Nashers, just for funds. And I declared the Kaimans into that Wolf Rider unit as well. That just gets me way up the board, and because they've got great weapons, into the Gargantula would be handy if you stood. I think you did actually stand. I'm not sure. We'll find out in a minute.
Pretty sure I diced with death there.
Yeah.
Gamble.
Absolutely. I did not declare the charge with the Lancers on that chaffing unit of Wolf Riders, though. I didn't fancy that yet. I knew that they were baiting. Yeah.
And they were.
They wanted me to charge them, but no siree. And I did fail with my Kaimans as well. They've got the Kaiman Ancient in that unit. The only Kaiman model is actually the Ancient FY Brigand Eye. But you did hold the charge, and they did not make it. I think they stumbled. I might have even rolled a double 1 that charge, actually. But really didn't get far. So there was that. This is a whole load of movement that I sort of did on my side to counteract the wrecking teams coming forward. It's not a lot of movement from the skink shooters. They all know they've got to get rid of those wrecking teams, or they are dead.
Yeah, trust in the poison.
Yeah, pretty much. And over on the middle, I say your side.
This is a picture of my movement.
Yeah. Or lack thereof.
So I carefully moved the tape measure slightly to the left, basically, and then thought the rest was fine where it was.
Yeah. And you go backwards 2 inches.
Yeah.
Because you had space to do that. But over. You did go ahead. You failed that charge as well.
I failed the charge and used the Eagles, the big as the brick that is chaff.
The Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Up there. I managed to chaff like 2 or 3 units as well. So overall, I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units chaffed with 2. I was happy. There was
not bad.
A part of me that was quite happy with this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think my cowboy failed his charge as well. So I think all of our turn 1 charges, as ambitious as they were, all failed.
Over ambitious, but you have to got to go for it. And
no combat.
We're here to party, boys.
Aren't we just? Bit of an overhead shot of that lovely chopping maneuver. And then we started casting some magic, didn't we?
Mountain Baby.
Yeah. 1 death from Molten Copper.
So that's from the Alchemy Dragon.
Yeah.
That's a questing night.
You eliminated an entire unit of Nashers, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, with Pyro and Blaze.
Yeah. Of course.
It's a real shame that I lost that unit, because they definitely wouldn't. Oh no, they would come back, wouldn't they?
I was going to say.
Literally straight away.
Yeah, we celebrated like madmen when we destroyed that unit, and then it probably lasted about 20 seconds before we realised, they're just going to come back next turn.
Come back, the mana.
So,
This was all probably closer than what they were as well, which is the these are everything that got dispelled.
Yeah, they were stopping our nasty spells, really, weren't they? Obviously, stopping our range. I can't think why. Because we wanted to get in combat. I did manage to get through a Healing Waters Fountain of Youth combination on the Stygiusaur to recover his wound, which would be massively important in the grand scheme of things.
He's the key. He's the key.
Yeah, really is. And this was my Salamanders opening up their flamethrower shots to just try and weaken the wrecking teams a little bit. I think all 3 of the salamanders shot at that one wrecking team that had taken 1 wound, so that hopefully my chameleons and skink hunters, etc., could not have to use their shots on them and try and sort of split it amongst the wrecking team and the scrap launchers. But all of my salamanders failed to roll a 4 to wound on the wrecking team. So I mean, they're not ideal for shooting wrecking teams anyway, but I needed to get rid of them. But my skinks managed the job.
Believe in the poison. Believe.
Yeah. It does mean the scrap launcher got away unscathed, but both wrecking teams are gone. But now,
nerf skinks.
Yeah, that was a sad moment.
Yeah. Did you leave one squig alive, or was that you taking off a whole?
Taking off on a unit with shooting. So magic did it. Shooting number 2. Boom, boom, boom. Don't worry, they're coming back.
I don't know if did you kill a scrap wagon over here as well, or is that just?
No, I think they. Well, I don't know.
It's hard to remember what was there.
They did some damage. It's cool.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
So I had 3, and they were all clustered together. So.
Yeah. This is I was drinking.
No, this is your eagle claw bolt thrower. Bolt thrower on bolt thrower, wasn't it?
It was all...
Eagle claw versus scorpion over there. 1-0 eagle claw, I think. And more shooting, I think, really, isn't it?
Just plinky, just plinking away. Basically, I hadn't allowed him in his knights the charge. Turn 1 anyway, turn 2 anyway, but because of all the chaffy, but yeah.
Blinking away, more shooting.
Blinky.
It's like you can't even get away with deceptively shooty with this one. But there were counter charges swiftly moving into the baddies turn 2. They weren't going to hang around any longer.
The baddies?
Yeah, da baddies.
Da.
That's the way you gobbos speak, isn't it? I like the way you're using a laser pen to indicate your charges as well.
It was a very precise event.
That particular Illyrian Reaver is dead.
Yeah. Freaking laser beams.
Yeah.
And Gargantula makes a long attempt at my Raptor Riders as well. Scab that, seeing an opportunity there. While I'm sitting on the hill getting a reroll to my charge.
Yeah, I knew that they would make a mess. But I think it was just at this point that we just kind of went, charge it.
Start charging.
Let's not be all finesse about it. Yeah, Trolls coming in, Nashers coming in, those skinks are not going to be happy about that. And then the Gobbos getting in the action as well. Nice little flank charge on the old skirmishers as well. Why ever not? And yeah, you make it in with the middle. Of course you do.
It's dicey.
I think your Great Green Idol is in as well. That was another charge we didn't specifically show. He makes it into the cowboy who failed his charge. That'll teach him. These... Oh no, that's the scrap wagon getting in and the unit of goblins getting in the flank of one unit.
And you're marching up the other unit, is it?
Yeah, because I mean, the whole point of me not being able to move my skinks forward and then flee meant that I had to hold these charges or I'd just be fleeing off the board.
Yeah.
Which I suppose might have been worthwhile doing anyway, to make you fail your charges. But the thing is, you can just redirect and charge into something else and flee that. So it was a case of just holding and losing skinks, really.
I mean, I knew I had to get rid of your cowboys, so that unit marching up had a small surprise for him.
Yeah, exactly. And this Gargantula does indeed make that long charge. I think actually, didn't you shout the wah in turn 1?
Probably, yeah. It seemed appropriate.
Yeah, right.
Not that it helped this Gargantula much because he already has Switchblade, but yeah, you got into that unit of Raptor Riders. They've got 3 of the 4 cowboys in for info. It's only the other one cowboy who's out on his own. 3 of them are in here. So quite a heavy hitting amount of points just in that combat.
So pretty successful charge phase, really. Safe to say.
And yeah, your chaff moves up even further because I ignored them.
Just imagine them like creepy forward. They haven't charged. They haven't charged. They haven't charged. They still haven't charged. Why aren't they charging?
I mean, look at that, just mess up of models. Jesus. I mean, have we just put them on the table, or is there a battle going on?
See, now you've got space.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Was that
to come back on?
Yeah. Right.
Also, you might notice there's a newcomer over in the top corner.
Yes. the first one to come back.
Yeah.
Because we said any of the buildings objectives, any of the three of them, or your board edge, didn't we? Or something like that.
Yeah.
Or was it the side edge?
Three corners, yeah. So that corner building let me deploy kind of up the table.
Yeah.
Heck of a lot going on.
Oh, look, there's another one on the table edge right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All coming
Killed
back.
2 in turn 1.
It's fantastic.
Comes back in turn 2. I don't know how they got us to agree to that. Is that Loonheart, Gobbo?
Yeah.
In all his glory.
Here he comes.
So he's killed the Reavers. That's not what that is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right. No, they're not. They're still alive.
Oh, no, okay. Oh, it's the other one.
Yeah. Yeah. Chaos. Absolute chaos. Here he goes. The other one's going in. Yes, you didn't even charge him with the Forlorn.
I think that's what the laser was. It was the guy behind. Because he was behind,
right.
you see.
Yeah, makes
Going
sense.
into-
So all the units that those Reavers chaffed, and he actually charges with the one that wasn't chaffed by them.
Called my
Genius.
bluff there.
Yeah, genius. And this unit of elite eagles is. Were they charged by one unit? Or
So, for people watching, Gobbo, what were the wolves and what were the...
So the wolves there, they're just normal. On this particular one here, both of those units there, they are Knights of the Realm. No, hang on.
Okay.
One's questing. So the
Yeah.
one on the wolves are questing. The ones on the left are Knight of the Realm.
Yeah.
And then on the right hand side, you've got the Pegasquigs.
Yeah, which are cool as well. Now, some more action shots.
Yeah, from the tabletop.
Yeah. That's just basically having fun with the camera, right?
Absolutely, I just enjoyed like looking at it from that height, really.
Yeah.
You only had 3 models to move.
Yeah.
I seem to remember on our side, Scabbat, it took a lot longer to organise all your models, didn't it? Because there were a few thousand more of them.
That's a face of a man concentrating very hard.
Stressed.
It is.
Stressed. Yeah. I mean, you were signed off for a month after this, weren't you?
Yeah.
Where did I put my emo hair gel?
Yeah.
These might be the spells that you got off, I think. I'm not sure. We didn't put any dice next to them, so I think... Was there a totemic summon?
See, I think that would have been dispelled. I think we've collected them all because they've been dispelled.
Fair enough. Oh, yeah, but that definitely came down.
Yep.
Or began.
Yeah. The wrath of God has started.
Yes.
One of the wheels from the chariot.
Yeah. Possibly.
It might be for some reason. Heaven knows why that's not attached to the model anymore.
Definitely didn't drop that the very first thing you did.
Yeah.
You fixed it, to be fair.
I mean, the glorious thing about the amount of magic dice we had is just like 5 dice in Wrath of God, no brainer.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
First spell, open up with it. That's
Yeah. So it's in our deployment zone now, as well as some buffs.
Yeah, you got a breath weapon up on your dudette, who is looking for his crush attack. I seem to remember.
Yeah, this little mini duel.
good old Bob the Boulder.
Is that his official name?
A few more Queen's Guard go down as well, just clinking.
I think is that the scrap wagon using its throwing weapons?
Pans,
Yeah.
Oh, and Gobbo. This is turn 2, believe it or not. So I think by now you've decided to take pictures of it.
They have one job, Gobbo.
I still stand by the fact that trebuchets are useless.
Yeah, both of them misfire. I can't believe it.
I can.
Yeah.
Apparently I've got another cowboy outside the unit.
Scorpions don't misfire.
No, they don't.
So I think in this picture here, that goblin unit that's not in combat that's run up has just thrown out its 2 mad gits.
That's right.
And like both at your cowboy
Torso.
and still alive. Why is he still alive? He's only
man.
Yeah.
He can take it. He's got a chin.
I think that's the 4 wound cowboy actually. So yeah, he's got Taurosaur's vigor, so an extra wound on him as well. But the Taurosaur itself did well to only take 1 wound from 2 mad gits. Seem to remember rolling quite lucky in that one.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, you got away with that one.
A few more Saurians going down to the splatterers, but not many really. I suppose wounding them is quite difficult when they're res 4, isn't it? Even with a splatterer pipe plate. I think they were just within 6 inches of the Taurosaur's 5-up Aegis as well. My champion falls to the...
Yeah, being a character.
Yeah.
At this point that I went, how many cowboys are in there?
yeah, although it is only 2 actually, but the champion goes down first.
The whole posse.
Yeah, the BSB is one of the characters in there. Oh man, the Elite Eagles let us down.
Yeah, go on.
What are they playing at?
And because we combined it to 1, that's all my chaff.
Yeah. Instead of chaffing them 3 times, you just chaff them once.
Yep.
I think this is my skink unit running away from the goblins. That's probably the best matchup that goblins are ever going to get. Flank charge on the skinks.
Just to actually get skinks into combat.
Yeah. You've done well there in the first place, for sure.
Yeah, but somehow they still managed to find, because your splatterers had removed the last rank of the Saurian warriors, you gave them enough room to flee into. So, much appreciated. Although looking at it, might they have gone through the mad kit? Or should they have gone through the mad kit? One of them.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Exactly, and who cared?
Reba's die. Ovs.
Oh, man. So you've thrown all your chaff.
Yeah, that's all right. Don't need it.
And then,
Skinks
killed through another load of skinks and overrun into the salamanders. That's the price they pay for failing to shoot off the wrecking team early, really. Trolls overrunning as well through the skinks into the Saurian warriors, as they do.
And in my head, this was going to go wonderfully.
Yes. In my head too, because I hadn't realised what you're referring to yet. So I was also thinking, oh crap, how am I going to deal with a big unit of trolls right in my grill? I didn't realise I had a secret weapon.
that kind of swings the battle.
Yeah.
There.
Miraculously appeared overnight.
Yeah,
absolutely. Crazy, isn't it, how that happened? We had a pillow fight, didn't we, Scabfat, with the cowboy and the Great Green Idol?
I think this was a turn that I thought, crush attack. Let's just go big or go home. And we did neither.
Yeah.
Really,
right. Yeah.
It was just nothing. No. Yeah. And I think is that your overrun?
Yeah, 1 inch off. I think you needed an 11 or 12, and you would 1 inch off getting in.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, my heart was in my mouth.
Yeah, Rhymer do not like being charged.
They don't grind well. I don't know if you've heard.
Yeah, it was 10 inches, and it was just 1 inch off.
Yeah, just short. Oh, spicy. So on to our turns, and
turn 2, the more important turn.
Yep, charge. So we debated a little bit about this, but the Sea Guard, as valiant as they are, decided to come into the flank of the Nashers and continue and overrun and help the poor, helpless little Saurian that was there. So that was the plan there. Otherwise, the Line Chariots. The Line Chariots just happy to get some charges off. So that's what happens there.
And you just seized on that opportunity.
Counter charge, bro.
He looks delighted. And then you got creative with your charge markers. I don't know who owns the arrows, but they came in handy.
So
That's a fair charge for a unit of spearmen there.
Yeah, so the Warbanner Rhymer Spearman into the unit there, that's needing a long charge. But you didn't fancy the Lions into the Questers, so they went.
No. Yeah, fled away.
Fled.
Did your spears go into the Questers first as well?
Possibly, yeah, and then you wanted to triple.
And you redirected?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So the long charge wasn't quite as ambitious as it looks then.
Yeah, it wasn't as courageous. It was just, what else can we do?
Yeah. Flame Phoenix, controlled by moi, because I have no idea what to do with them, because I don't know how to play Flame Phoenixes. Long charge into the chariots. I thought that was worth the shot.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be... I do know about chariots and impact hits. I know I don't want them. Yeah, declared that. I also declared the Kaiman Ancient on his own into the flank of the chariots. Yeah, because I knew I couldn't get through with just Kaimans. Didn't really want to take all the Kaimans into the giant and just rage him up for him to smash them back. So this was a way of getting into the chariots. This one I thought was awesome in terms of the potential for it, because the Taurosaur into the flank of their Gargantula, that's amazing. And the Taurosaur is actually a character, a skink character, and your Gargantula is a Goblin King. So I can actually challenge that out and keep all my raptors alive even longer. And I figure a charging Taurosaur in the flank that's just exactly what I want.
Yeah.
Quick question. The Croxigor, the Cayman, did you not think they could take the giant on the charge?
Actually, to be fair, it's a good point, because I've got great weapons. So you'd have been attacking first. So actually, yeah, that might have been a better idea, actually, thinking about it.
I think it's because there was also a spider and about 6,000 points of goblins.
Yeah. Unless I'm wrong, maybe they had help.
I think there was a secondary reason you charged the Kaiman Ancient out, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Because we'll get into.
Indeed. Charge these skinks into the front of the trolls as well, just to help out. I mean, it looked like it might have been flanked, but for some reason I've got into the front there. So, and the Thoroscuus, the Happy Meal toy, goes into the front of some more Nashers as well. He needs a name. Tommy T, give me a name for my Happy Meal Thoroscuus. You're the one who's choosing that. And this is just the mashup of how the charges ended, really. So you'll see on the left side, the Flame Phoenix and the Kaiman Ancient both made it into the chariots, which is amazing. That's not what the chariots want at all. And the Kaiman then just move up and chaff your giant and your Gargantula. I guess it's just the double threat that meant didn't want to charge that, I suppose. Taurosaurs into the flank of the Raptor Riders. That's probably about it for that side. Moving down the line. It looks like my Cowboy has charged into the unit of Goblins as well.
And looking behind the giant, I think you must have charged the Raiders, and I fled for them.
Yeah, sure.
They're facing
Led them
the
through.
wrong way.
They are now. Yeah, they were ballsy in turn 1, not in turn 2. Stygiusaur moves up to Breath Weapon the 2 Squig Riders. And that's me completing that challenge.
Yeah, man.
Still didn't take the charge with the Lancers, because I don't trust the elves at all.
I think that's why the Kaiman Ancient came out, because you wanted to charge the Raiders without kind of leaving a flank for the giant if something went up.
Yeah, could well be. Yeah. Needed to get him through. And on your side, lucky of 6s.
Yeah, just showing charge complete in the middle. Charge complete on the side.
Chariots doing what they do.
Slight of the middle. This is showing some fail charges with the bulk of my elves because of a sly Goblonian, Squiglonian flea.
Yeah. Who's the Saurian flea path guy now?
It's called tactics, mate.
Yes. And the Rhymer do get in over there, and otherwise they just shuffle around and do stuff.
It's on now. I mean, that deployment picture looked neat for a little while, didn't it? But not anymore. Because, Jesus.
There's some serious clusterfucks, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean,
Going
if you
on.
break it down into small pictures,
I mean,
it's not too bad.
Let us know in the comments, guys, if you're keeping up with this, because we're not.
I know.
And we didn't on the day.
No, I mean, we did debate doing annotations, but it would have taken
Oh my God.
a week
Oh
per picture.
But yeah. Otherwise, so yeah, basically just a few shuffling around and all those charges you saw.
And you see me gripping the table because I'm literally holding on to my sanity at this point.
There were a few occasions where we were just looking at each other going,
Why did we do this?
I don't know what's happening.
Down the line. I think you leaned over the battlefield and we were all very nervous for that one, Tom. Magic. Yeah, Mr. Scabfat. Was that Mr. Scabfat or was that Gobbo Dice? I don't know. I think it's Gobbo Dice, actually, isn't it?
The red ones are mine.
Yeah, we outdiced them, basically.
Well, I mean, yeah. No, I'm on your team. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. It's all part of it. So, yeah, and Scorching Salvo is pretty nice in this situation.
A lot of units within 24 inches.
Which is cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's the carnage.
Yeah.
You can see single models being taken off of various units.
Left, right, and centre.
I seem to remember that not a lot of the resilient stuff actually got hit. It was just a few single goblins here and there.
Yeah. But it was cool. All the little dotted around, so which is pretty cool. And 24 it's a big circle.
Yeah,
which was cool.
So
miscast.
Oh, this is a miscast. Yeah. Stygisaur gets his wound back from a miscast Awaken the Beast. You buffed up your Rymars for the charge because they're going into enemy territory now. Looks like Quicksilver Lash was dispelled though.
Didn't want it.
Squig 2. Wrath of God comes down and smashes at elves.
Kills elves. That's what it does. Boys and girls. It kills elves.
This was me being super nice to help out my elven friends. I remember this, I cast this and then you informed me you were already hitting on 2s. I was like, ungrateful little shit.
Yeah, well, that was, to be fair, that wasn't the way I put it.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah. I was so delighted that I had 2 dice left at the end of my magic phase and I could cast a spell on to help my allies. Yeah.
I say, we let that one go.
Yeah. My skinks managed to javelin and blowpipe the 2 madgits away, which is big relief for the whole of the backfield, like enemy and friendly. Salamander, I think, shoots off a few goblins with its flamethrower. And I think the Ramphadons actually cheekily got a wound off on their Gargantula with their javelins. So, cheeky. Over here, you got another wound. First wound on the Pegasus Knights, I think that is. Your Eagle Claw is 2 from 2.
2 from 2.
Oh, and this begins to hurt on the old...
Yeah, so shooting, I think there's a few crazy plinky wounds.
Yeah, it's just mass shooting, just constant.
And Queen's Guard, the depleted Queen's Guard, but Queen's Guard nonetheless to go crazy.
And then we go into combat, and I think your Lion Chariot goes on a bit of a bender.
He does, but I think in doing so, he blocks the Sea Guard going in.
All part of the plan.
Which I didn't see coming. I thought there was enough space, but there just wasn't. It meant that
I had to do that fight on my own again, despite the fact I buffed you up to help you out.
I think that was a bit of spite. You go.
Yeah, and as it happened, your Great Green Idol didn't manage to crush me at all, and actually plinked a wound on him.
Yeah.
Or was it 2 or 3 wounds actually? You
wound.
count down, don't you? Is it 1 wound? Okay.
Yeah, insult to injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what was it that we realised about the Saurian warriors, Scabfat? That you're trolls with the fortitude.
I reckon. I realised that since the battle started, you just in crayon wrote "flaming banner" on that unit.
Yeah.
Because obviously I wouldn't have charged. Obviously.
Yeah, that was funny, man.
To be fair, though, this hasn't turned out too badly. You did 10 wounds to me, and I only did 9 to you. So
yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. Like, I was giggling like a little girl when I made that.
Yeah.
How can we turn this around?
Yeah.
Just add magic banners to make it scoot out over, you know. Absolutely.
Hey, it's a good tactic. My Rhymer go through you with all the buffs and do manage to get the overrun as well, which is quite nice for me.
Yeah, massive. And Chariot.
Yeah, I think he kills a scrap wagon and overruns into some goblins as well. So, happy days.
Trolls go running, as you probably would expect from
combat res.
Scabfat's a little way off, isn't he? He's observing from the back.
Yeah.
So even your 18-inch range didn't quite hit the trolls, did it?
They've taken up a very hearty kind of battlefield general position, a commanding general.
And this hurt me a lot. Taurosaur, which I was really delighted, charging into the flank of our Garantula. What was it you managed to get your Venom Surge off?
Boom.
When I need to be spicy,
I'm
going to be spicy.
Absolutely. I was delighted that I was getting rid of Garantula. Literally, I was like, yes, the Goblin King's gone. I can now charge my Raptor Riders anywhere they want to be and just go on a tear of goblin killing. But no, apparently the Raptors are going to have to grind it out a bit longer.
The grind continues, yeah.
I can't see the dice with how many wounds the Taurosaur did to you, but I don't think it was significant enough for us to think that that was turning my way and it worthwhile losing a Taurosaur. So, yeah. But over here, can't argue with this at all with the two long charges, the Flame Warden and the Flame Phoenix and the Kaiman Ancient go through the chariots. If only that was the last we'll see of them. Yeah, and but annoyingly, the Kaiman Ancient doesn't actually overrun into the giant, which only needed to get like a 6 or something. But yeah. And with that, turn 2 comes to an end. Turn 3, back to the baddies.
Yeah,
beanies.
It's just a matter of perspective. Really,
yeah, right.
Gobbo's charging.
Exactly.
So yeah, those grinding Rhymer are going to get a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, you got
I don't know why you left so many models outside.
Got your own counters.
That's a hell of a charge from those Pegasus Knights.
Talk us through it, Gobbo.
So you got the Pegasus Knights on the right-hand side there, going into the flank. But also, again, you got then the 2 units of Knights of the Realm going into the front there.
Which is your last charge, Knights?
The ones that have already been
charged,
disappeared by the
Knights
of the Rhymer.
So that overrun was even more troublesome.
Yes.
They lost enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair dues.
It's always all good.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think you fled, didn't you? Did you flee?
No, this was just a long charge for Loonheart trying to get into the action.
Different charges.
Different ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and into the flank of the archers. Did you chaff with the archers?
Chaffed with the archers. You went to flank, and then Loonheart wants to get in on it as well. So it goes after the Phoenix behind rather than the archers.
Yes.
Yeah. Sure. What have we got going on here?
I declared a charge on the Caimans with the spider, just a normal spider in the forest.
Yep.
That blocker goblins was going for a long bomb flank into your raptors.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, absolutely.
You, after the shock of that Stegosaur having a breath weapon.
Yeah.
The surviving Squig Knight decided he could have him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much that there.
So I think the one behind ate the breath weapon, didn't it?
Oh yes, yeah,
So, because I think you would have been too close with the one nearby for me to stand and shoot, wouldn't you? So the one behind ate the breath weapon, and the closest one still managed to charge. Yeah, so there's the spider going in. Your giants fled for some reason. I can't remember what led to that. Was it when the wolf riders ran through him, and it was just a late reaction? Oh no, when the flame phoenix caused the chariots to die. I think it fled from the closest unit.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure chariots aren't
insignificant. They're not insignificant, yeah, to giants anyway. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so yeah, you double charged on this time. You've had enough of chaffing.
Yeah, I was mean in business.
Yeah, man.
But of course, only the main unit managed to complete the charge.
I only need the wolf riders.
I love the way the wrecking ball is directly up on the...
Yeah, it looks like his head, yeah.
Oh, man. And yet there is that charge getting off. This is also showing the goblins, unfortunately, not making the flank charge on the raptors.
No, it was a spicy roll, but...
A spectacular double one roll, to be precise. Yeah.
The exact opposite of what I needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Loonheart fails, but they get into the flank of the archers.
Yeah. That's right. But this long charge, Gobbo. Moment of genius.
Get in.
Yeah.
I think it was a 12, wasn't it?
Yeah. Gosh darn it.
That's troublesome. But you got some failed charges at the top by the looks of it. Is the other hippo squig. Not quite making it.
No, the other, that's 2 wounds on the Hipposquig. The other unit of Knights of the Realm didn't get into the front.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But these guys did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
That's right.
Oh, they got in. Yeah. Cool. Yes. This guy's back.
He's back, baby. By popular demand.
Look at the wounds. Look at the wounds on the
wrecking team.
Yeah, oh man.
So there was a bit of a problem on my end when I was feeling real smug that these wrecking teams were going to come back, and then realised, I've just lined my board edge with war machines. I can't go through them. Oh no! So these things had to start sneaking up the sides.
Yeah, yeah. Fortunately, found a flame phoenix to basically kill on the way through. And yeah, your backfield's looking interesting with models fleeing and models coming back. You've now gained some Equitane Knights of the Squiglonian kind.
Kept them in my back pocket. I think they've got the banner of the penultimate charge.
Brilliant. Trolls rally. I think they ran into Scabbat range, didn't they? And no one runs if Scabbat tells them not to.
There he is, lurking in the back, top right corner.
Yeah. Along with another wrecking team coming in as well. And the chariots are back. Seen them before.
Oh, God.
Relentless. 5 minutes since I killed them. But, and more Nashers coming in at the back as well. Kill them with fire and they come back still burning. That's a good picture. Dragon.
It's a lovely picture, isn't it? Eh? But yeah, this is a overview, basically, some extra movement and stuff as well.
Yeah, some more pickies. That's your... I guess you're just indicating your Nashers are coming forward again.
Yeah, I think there was no concept of a battle line at that point. It was just a mosh pit of goblins and stuff.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, they're queuing up. Yeah, we had taken to sitting down.
You know when you go to those arcades and you have those coin machines and it's just constantly just pushing another one down.
Yeah, right.
That's what happens with Squig.
Oh man, just so many models, so many stories to tell. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
I probably got a bit of snap happy, to be fair, on the
arty.
Yeah. Underside of a Frost Phoenix. Who doesn't want to see that?
See, right in the starfish there.
Yeah. Swarm of insects. Did it do any wounds? I don't know.
Yeah, I think you did 0 wounds to it. I think you rolled really low, and either that or it's gone. So yeah, no, yeah. So Awaken the Beast gets off on your
Yeah, Swarm of Insects got off, but I think I only rolled, well, lots of ones.
Yeah.
Spirits of the Wood. Classic Squiglonian trick. Charge into a wood and get spirits on them.
Mm.
And I thought this was a bit of genius from Scabfat, I have to say.
Yeah, because I knew that chariot was going to wreck face, so have a 4+, sir.
Yeah, man, yeah. Elves aren't used to that.
No, only hitting on a 4.
Well, I hit on a 3 technically, but we'll carry on. Salamander down.
Yeah. Bang. I think that must have been one of the Skurs nabbed him.
One of the only real successful war machines.
Probably. That is the crowning achievement of all war machines across the battle, isn't it?
Yeah.
More Queensguard going.
More Queensguard. Just plinky plinkly. Every turn.
I think one of your splatterers did misfire. Yeah.
Yeah. Both of them actually, because one of them's facing backwards, the other one's constructed.
This Wolf Rider charge, not quite as spectacular as you planned.
I don't know. I mean, I may have lost 3, but you lost 1.
Yeah, and
that's quitting for me.
Technically, we didn't because we've just reformed. This is after combat.
Never mind.
But it does stop them.
But the spirit, I appreciate the effort and the spirit that you've put into that.
Pretty sure you held though. You didn't run away, so that does stop them charging. And yeah, Caimans and Gargantula fighting out as they do. Seeing how long that takes. I think I did do a wound or 2 to the Gargantula. The dice is under his leg.
Yeah.
And this was interesting. My 4-wound cowboy doesn't fancy the fight with the goblins. They sent him back in.
All part of the plan.
Static combat res, proving to be an issue. More grinding with the Gargantula and the Raptor Riders as well. I think now he's fighting another character, another cowboy.
Yeah.
So that's why Raptors aren't dying.
Every single model in that unit, I swear, could challenge.
Yeah.
Probably felt like it. Yeah. Stygiusaur takes a wound, but he does manage to kill the Nasher Rider. I'm not sure which one that was.
Rocket, I think.
Yeah, I knew you'd know. It does run away and get away, which is good. I don't think that. Oh, and the Stygiusaur now turns around as well after combat. So I don't know whether that is indicated. Oh yeah, we moved over to your side of the battlefield, so catching up with the pictures. So I think that was after shooting.
Yeah, some more misfires.
More misfires for those beautiful trebs.
It was
the empty base was destroyed. Like he couldn't shoot for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
One on the left there, it didn't get a single shot off in the entire game, and the one on the right then followed suit. Just
it's mad. Just uncanny with those.
Papaches.
Yeah, right.
I think this was me doing
one wound each, I think, isn't it? Taken.
One wound,
5,
yeah. I think your Venom Surge was doing quite well though, Scabbers.
Yeah, it was being quite spicy with those. I was boring Tom's dice.
Yeah.
Just to roll all those 6s out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got a good weight to them, actually.
Yeah, right.
It's funny that.
It's funny if you go like this, you nearly fall over.
Yeah.
So you really got to stand properly, firm. But yeah, over here, surprisingly, my Rhymer Knights do a pretty stand-up job with Glory Gold and Word of Iron off on them, and don't do much in return, but do sort of only take 2. So
that's all right from a night charge.
Yeah, that's a win from their perspective.
The best grinding.
They charge the.
Yeah, right. That's what I've heard.
So go back.
They charged the questings, didn't they? So they ever ran into the questings.
So it was like a
Knights of the Realm charged back into it.
Yeah. Over here, you charge in, do a chunk to me, but I think I hold just because I killed 1 knight, which means I'm steadfast. Because
cheeky.
The guys in the flank don't count as ranks because they're light troops. So that was lucky.
Yeah. I think the archers are dead.
Archers die.
Yeah.
That's a fact of life.
You're now using whole units as chaff because your eagles are all dead.
Right.
And the chariot.
One dies, one flees.
Yeah, those goblins. Don't mess with them.
So the mage.
Yeah, when you've got Will's turn and all those poison spears.
Yeah.
Not happening, is it?
Yeah.
And
I wish this guy had poison spears though.
Pillow talk goes on a bit longer. This is like when did you charge him? In your turn too, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is like now the third combat, and they're still tickling one another.
Really getting to know each other.
At this point, we were arranging when to meet the in-laws.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But you did do a little bit of a "I'm not going to even look at you anymore" move. Yeah, you decided to turn around and face the sea guard. Yeah. Show you the rear. And going into the good guys, turn 3.
Yeah. The Saurians see if they can help out the Rymanites.
Glad to see you're using my units well.
What else are they going to do? And some other other charges go. Because they held, I have some counter charges. So the Frost Phoenix in the flank, the Sky Cutter charging in because he's eager to do something. Sloop, and the Dragon as well for good measure.
Yeah, big boys, all chariot bases.
One hell of a combat right there.
It's alright, mate. We can take him.
Yeah. The Flame Wardens and White Lions decide to go into the. They're the Grails with your Duke and BSB, I believe, as well. So, big guns versus big guns.
Yes.
It's interesting because because me and Dan were so busy on our flank fighting our little battle, I have no idea what happened on your side. This is all news to me. What was going on?
Like whenever we looked up, you two were just done. Like,
News to me, mate.
And these elves are deciding that this Great Green Idol is getting too cozy. He might be on our side soon, and we don't want that.
We're planning to elope with Cowboy and I.
And over on my side, I charged Rampant into the flank of those goblins, seeing a bit of an opportunity.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I can actually fly over everything and just charge. Yay.
I can fly, I can fly, I can fly.
Kaiman Ancient says, no, I don't want anything to do with the giant. I'll go into these knights, because where the hell did they come from? And yeah, Ramphadon's getting into the flank of this. I quite like it. I don't think the Block Toad is actually on that unit, Goblins. I think it's on the next unit. But,
I remember swearing because I was really excited to get some more maggots on the field.
Yeah.
And you tied them up again.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Obviously, the Kaiman goes in. I think I rally with my cowboy there. I think, was it the scrap launcher killed the... No. Did you give him a flank on the salamanders there as well in order to try and chaff the Saurian warriors? Or something sneaky like that?
I believe so. I mean, it must have been a post-combat thing because there is no way I could be that normally.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think at some point in my turn, I've also moved a single skink captain out to chaff your trolls as well.
Yes. Yeah.
And the Stygiusaur has moved to sort of stand in front of both units of goblins as well. It's all happening. Happy Meal still fighting the Squigs, having a good time.
It's that I think it was that pond that was
yeah.
our units.
And over here, the Flame Phoenix decides he's chaff now, because that's how Tom uses his units.
Chaff. Yeah, it's just true, actually.
Everything is expendable when you're a high elf. I guess the Saurian warriors failed their charge.
Of course they did.
With respect.
Of course they did. Give them one job. One job. That's a respect.
But everything else looks like it made it in.
Yeah,
Jesus.
baby. Lots of charges there. So yeah, it's all go. It's all go. You guys messing around on that side with your pillow fights in the middle. Here we go.
Yeah, who knew that they were playing the game on that side of the table, eh?
I didn't know. I honestly didn't know. All I kept hearing was, "Yeah, have you not finished yet? Have you not finished yet? Are you still doing movement?"
It's true, and that was me.
Yeah.
Me to you.
Your chariot rallied, I guess. I think.
Yeah, just showing us some moving around in the middle.
My temple guard's still chilling out at the back.
Yeah, some more overviews.
Yeah.
I think you've just cast Scorching Salvo again, because I can see a couple of models on their backs.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Good spot. Good spot.
What a good Scorching Salvo. What a good spell.
I mean, look at how far apart. Like 24 inches is huge when you got this many units.
He's the in the Lothern Sea Guard against the Great Green Idol. He's the bottom one. So as you're looking at it now, bottom left of that unit, the black.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, it's getting quite massive range.
So it's even hitting the goblins just off, right on the left side of the screen.
On the left, on the top.
Yeah.
Then a couple of Nashers and some. Yeah, everything.
Even the chariots are getting wings as well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Crazy. Getting some spells off now, isn't it? So yeah. Just to help out the raptors as well, give them guiding light. These ones you stop though. I mean, you could talk
all
about
my
it.
side, all my side. God, blimey. Where all the magic's happening?
It's because you had the dice in your hand. You were just dispelling all the ones that affected you.
I felt like I needed all the help you could get, you know.
I guess that's a wound on a giant. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. 2 wounds actually.
It started with 8, yeah.
It's Big Brother, yeah, of course. And the Wolf Riders have gone down. Oh.
See you later. See you later, Wolfies.
For now. Challenge was accepted, I guess, and the Knights of the Realm champion.
Yeah, I mean that's what I use for chat.
Yeah.
Gobbo's Knights of
Gobbo's units, yeah.
I think this is the Eagle Claw that you lent me, actually managing to pick a wound out on something. Probably a giant at the top, I'm not quite sure.
Sure.
But the Caimans do their business and kill a Gargantula. So loving that. That one wasn't actually a character, though, so technically that Gargantula could return.
Yeah.
Which is a scary prospect. Yeah, the Caiman's doing well, even without their character. The Ramphadons go through a unit of goblins and overrun into another one. Again, I'm not sure if that one's got a block toad on it or not. But, can't see any tokens lying about, so maybe it hasn't. Salamanders clink off the scrap wagon, probably with help from Scorching Salvo, to be fair. Yeah. And Thyroscutus is thinking away at Nash's still.
Still there. Still there.
Just in the bath. People are coming at him. Look, I'm in the bath. Leave me alone.
Or now it looks like you're taking a dump, to be honest.
Yeah. This is me tensing. Oh my god. What's happening?
It just kind of shows how we devolved over the space of
the
week. Yeah. Some lovely. I mean, this is like coming up to end of turn 3, and there's still so many models on the battlefield.
So, because they didn't get any help from their Saurian brethren,
here we go.
A load of them die. I don't do much in return because they're. I don't know if you've heard, they're not a good grinding unit. But they do get away, at least. So I have the chance to rally. I have a
bloody
chance.
1 inch again.
1 inch. It's all about that extra inch, Ryan.
Yeah.
And we don't wipe them out by any means, but we do beat them by combat res in there, and they end up fleeing with my Flame Wardens going into Loonheart at this point. And my White Lions deciding that probably they won't rally, so I'll turn to face the centre.
Who knows what this is all about?
yeah, it's just of the backfield.
Yeah,
in
probably
the
where
big
things run to.
Yeah, in the big combat, this is. I think this might be before. Oh no, it's not because.
Oh, this is after. You got a few
after.
peg
So
knight
yeah,
characters there.
I didn't do that much. I think I've done 3 to the big knight unit, and maybe 4 or 5 to the peg knights as well. But it's enough to sort of at least stay there, and I mean they continue to go to town on the Ponzi elves, though, right?
Yeah, there's not that many spearmen left now.
But everyone holds, so we continue that.
Ship 15.
Yeah. Over here, you're unbreakable. GGI.
Yeah. Infernal.
And we
Need a sledgehammer, mate.
we don't pop you.
No, not quite.
Well,
Not quite.
it's starting to get a bit squeaky bum time.
I couldn't remember. Were you still using crush attack on my cowboy?
I think I was just facing up against them and trying to kill. Because I knew that if I just went through that unit of spear guard, that cowboy would still hold me up. So
Yeah. He's
yeah.
bedded in for the week.
Crushed to him and stomped to them.
Yeah. And thus endeth turn 3.
Halfway.
Much needed break.
Gentlemen, Goblin, how we doing then?
I'm scared. I've got 2 goblins.
You're in between them.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
quite.
Wasn't the wisest of positions to sit in.
It was the only one left.
That's true.
It was
True.
It was this little floor, and I ain't mowed the lawn, so.
No, that's why I'm not. I'm just getting your heads.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't mention it.
He hasn't
I'm
moved
just
his
getting
hair
the
either.
money makers.
Mow my hair.
Oh no, yeah.
Issues.
Too right.
Issues today.
Yeah. So we're at the end of turn 3, bottom of the 3rd, and we're now at just under 11 hours into the battle.
Steady progress.
Steady. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 11 out of the last 24 hours of battle. Some would call us wimps.
So only a third
But-
of our forces have arrived so far.
That's true, yes.
Reinforcements, man.
Any
They're coming.
any
They're coming.
goblins that we've killed have returned and been killed again in some cases. I think it's just the Nasher wrecking team that's achieved that, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I have an unlimited supply.
Yeah.
It's going well.
Yeah, but
Actually,
turn 3 for the Saurian Highborn Alliance went rather well, probably on both flanks, I would say.
Yeah.
easy.
Pushing through.
Pushing through, yeah,
trying
holding
to
the
get
flanks.
there. Yeah,
The goblins have stumbled.
yeah.
Knights of stuff.
Look a bit shaky in the middle, though.
Yeah,
Where
the Great Green Idol has held on nicely. Oh, that's just selfish. Who's put their lawnmower up? Right, we'll end it there. It's long enough.
Right, we'll
Minute
see
and
you
a
in
half.
45 minutes when the lawn's mowed.
We're gonna Tom, get over to your neighbours. Right, see you later, folks.
Turn 4 begins after that brief breakio with more charges from the evil pair that is the goblins. I don't know what was charging.
No,
Because,
we've got
I'm not sure.
Oh, this is.
Oh no, yeah, this is just the knights that have gone in. So they were actually where the charge marker was, but because of
Oh, I see. Yeah,
no,
yeah,
they've already closed.
closing the
charge.
door and all that jazz. But
yeah, so this is questing knights into the front.
yeah.
Be quite
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Get some Nashes in to help out your dude.
He needs the help, doesn't he?
No, you're just giving him combat res, mate.
It's probably true. Forlorns.
We're here to help. Yeah, of course you are. Yeah.
Oh, no, that wasn't the Forlorns. The Forlorns were already in, weren't they?
Yes.
Sissy
So
knights
this looks.
into the flank.
We may have missed a picture here though, because they were all in that big combat, weren't they? The sky sloop and stuff. Unless they still. I
No, I think the Knights of the Realm on the right hand side, they went into the Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
yeah,
The Sky
sure.
Sloop is the other combat on the other side, a bit further on, isn't it?
The sky sloop's
Sky
right
Sloop.
next to it. Yeah.
Yeah, Sky Sloop's got the.
Yeah. And you got the questing knights charging the Rhymer a bit further away, ignoring the Saurian warriors at their peril. Lots of spells dispelled.
Didn't want them.
all of my fun spells.
Yeah.
It's amazing how Lucky Sixes managed to roll 5 single dice 6s to dispel all.
And
5
it landed
of
in the
spells.
middle of each as well. Yeah. Uncanny.
It's just,
I think, he was talking about the magnets under the table or something. I don't know, I wasn't following.
Whispering, you mean?
Another Wrath of God and Totemic Summon.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you let both spells go off? Usually it's one or the other, isn't it? But, hey.
So, I think at that point, because I didn't get a chance to cast on turn 3, that Wrath of God, I knew there was going to be big things.
Yeah.
Real big things.
Yeah. Foreshadowing.
Managed to get loads off on them druids in this time.
Yeah, and that was to regain the Grails, wasn't it? At that point, who did rally? I was wrong.
I think that was like a overview after your charges, Capfat, because the trolls have gone into the skink captain. I can see that much.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of a phase 2 of your reinforcements moving up, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, because another wrecking team has appeared, so I know the one over by the giant on the left-hand side died to something.
Yeah, in fact, he's coming back for a third go.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah. Look at that down there. I mean, turn 4, and really, there's still loads on the board.
It's all going on.
You send some Madgets through Mastidiosaur. He's having a rough old time, but survives it somehow. Did all right, actually. Only took 1 wound again. I think I lost a Rampedon though. Not sure. I think that might. Could you angle him through a unit in combat? I don't know.
With that one, I think on this one it was a case of the unit on the wooden tray.
Oh yes,
they rallied, and then I just yeeted those 2 maggots through the combat, killing the Rampedon.
Right. You got it.
Maybe getting a couple of goblins, but then importantly getting the Mastidiosaur.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, who says Vermin Swarm are the only ones that can shoot into combat?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This is artistic. Artistic.
I know, yeah. I'm not really sure what it...
You've got a Veil token.
It's a rallying giant.
Yeah, right.
We had reinforcements from your little girl as well.
She's in.
Helping out.
Distracting. That's what that is.
Yeah, I mean, you took an hour or 2 to explain exactly what was going on to her.
She got it by the end.
Quickfire killing a skink captain, of course. He didn't put up much of a fight. He didn't have a flaming banner, so that was why. That was my error.
He was by this
he
point
was already used.
Yeah. By this point, it was one of only 2 units that didn't have a flaming banner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just because my crayon ran out. You do reform your goblins to face the Rampedons, of course, because they didn't blow through them in the flank that time. And yes, a Gargantua has gone again. And this finally,
ain't
coming back because he's a character.
I think, I'm pretty sure something. I think looking at the buffs, this was a turn that you just decided enough was enough.
Yeah, I think I put Awaken the Beast on strength for my own guy, so that I was wounding on 2s, and Stars Align, so that I think these are rerolls to hit as well, and so with the extra AP wounding on 2s, my character just popped in really. Sky Sloop doing some work by the looks of it.
Yeah,
is that right?
That is. Yeah, I do think so. I think in the last combat over here, when there was the Phoenix and the Dragon and the Sky Sloop and the things all together, I think I just managed to pop you and move in different certain directions because I'd managed to overrun into your big lord here.
Yeah.
Right.
And he got squished.
And he ended up getting squished, which meant that my combat res was enough to stay with the Phoenix, with your guys into the side of my Phoenix. So Sky Sloop in the end doing the damage it needed.
And looking good while doing it.
It did look good.
The thing for me is whenever I paint a model or a unit, the next time I then play with it on the game, it's rubbish.
Yeah.
If I paint your bloody models, they seem to just wreck me.
It was good. This is a very good first showing of the combat prowess of a Skycutter.
Combat prowess. The bolt thrower with wings.
It is.
Yep. An elite bolt thrower with wings. I think you're fine.
Yeah, we go in here. I think we move to chaff, and then you go in and just. I mean, there's some revenge going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took him long enough, though, didn't it? So.
Here it's a bit of a eye for an eye sort of jobby. You do a load of wounds to me, I do a load of wounds to you.
Again, I got stone skin off, so I should be alright with that. Because I'm going to be res 6.
Yeah. Against my strength 6, and then I'm elf. so,
strength 5, aren't you?
Strength 6 with the white lions, yeah. But yeah, so I think we hold in the end because I don't do too many to you, and you, if you've got 5 attacks, 6 attacks, and do decent amount there.
This is the return of the Gargantula and the Peg Knights, I think.
It is, and it's also now my Flame Wardens are free, and there's a certain reason for that.
Yes.
Isn't there, Mr. Ryan?
I can't spot it.
Mr. Gobbo. They may have got the charge off on Mr. Loonheart and done all right. Yeah. It's safe to say.
But it wasn't it because of the combat res that was added by the Nashers. Yeah. I mean, that was pretty much the death knell, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's how we see Loonheart in his natural state, running for the hills.
It's not hiding behind the bloody hill.
Yeah.
We actually captured the moments shortly after this, which we'll see coming up as well. But in other news, we had the fight finally kick off with the Great Green Idol. He decided to give it up at last, and that was after you got some goblins in to help out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that would swing it, but yeah, you rolled enough 6s.
Yeah.
Hey,
the goblins go down too.
That might have been the one that Tom actually rolled for you.
Anyways, there's the Sea Guard getting the 6s. Nothing to do with my character. Yeah, so the BSB for the orcs, non-orcs and goblins goes down. Your Sea Guard now decide, they've had enough of helping out the Saurians and decide to face back towards the interesting action.
Saurian? My whole unit went in to save one guy.
Help one Saurian, yeah. And they did very well, thank you very much. Trolls do a little bit of a weird formation change after killing the Scene Captain.
Yeah, I'd learned from Lucky Six to see how many units I could trap.
It's impressive. So
going into our turn 4.
Yeah, and there's the chariot. I think died to a Madgit after fleeing, so because I declared charges, I think my lion could go around the archers into the front and declared that, and when I was close, you got me. And then the Flame Wardens, who are doing all right, I don't know if you've heard, decided who cares?
Kill someone?
Haven't killed anyone.
They haven't killed anyone.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No. But they scared him off.
Dead.
Yeah. But yes, decided to go and flank these goblins. It's a fairly long charge, and I go through a Madgit as well. But hey, they're fearless.
Yeah, your Sea Guard have got a taste for it as well.
Oh yeah, taste for blood over here, and your mate decides he wants some as well.
I think he sees Scabfat, doesn't he? Scabfat peeking his little head out.
I think this was the point where Scabfat decided he was going to be a brave boy.
Yeah.
Start pushing up with his unit in the middle.
And that's the cowboy with Kingslayer. So if there's ever going to be a king to slay, it's got to be Scabfat, hasn't it? So I think I needed like an 11 or a 12 through a forest. Not that matters.
Technically, he's a pretender.
Oh.
Technically, he's not fleeing.
Here we go. Here we go. We've already got them fighting. We've got them fighting.
Yes, it's happening. It's happening.
Tactical withdrawal, mate. Tactical withdrawal.
The multiple charges go off on the trolls. The Saurians, the Salamander, the Thyroscooters, and
the chaffing worked, see?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, everyone just charges you.
It was bait. It was bait.
It really was.
That's your method, Tom, isn't it?
Yeah.
Raptors are free to now use that downhill charge that was setting up on turn 1. And the Stygisaur goes in to help out the Raptons as well. I think my other cowboy has rallied behind the hill. Yeah. And there, the Lancers finally decide to get involved, move more than an inch forwards. They're obviously being that scoring unit on the flank. Oh, surely they're going to make this charge, Tom.
So the Sky Sloop actually wants to fly over the Knights, and the Saurians go in to the front because they haven't really done much this this game, so want to do something.
Yeah. That's the result of the charges on the trolls.
Boom. That's a picture.
I reckon they'll be fine. I reckon they'll
I think so.
I'll tell you something about that McDonald's toilet. There's no mould lines on it.
That's true. It's very true. The elves and the Saurian cowboy failed to make their charges.
I don't think my Saurian even has moved forward much because the Temple Guard have now caught up with him. So.
Well, you found out what Scapat can do in a fist fight.
Yeah,
that's it, man. And we're so eager, you tripped to try and get in.
Yeah. Stitches in as well now. And I do the classic little taking out a captain so I can individually link off Madgits, hopefully. Still got some skinks left, skirmishing shooters.
Trust in the poison.
Yep. So
there was a bit of a
how did that end up happening?
Multi-charge going off on a big unit of goblins who ended up being steadfast. I want to say, maybe not actually, and a lot of death from my side. A few elves and the lion chariot, but overall that's how it looked.
Yeah, Wrath of God still hasn't gone down, has it? I mean, so.
Big things.
Yeah. Is that just a picture of what's going on that side, I think?
Yeah, Saurians get in.
Oh, yeah.
The Sky Cutter as well gets in, actually, and the Knights of Rhymer rally. So they've done a very good job on that flank.
There you go, expanding that picture out a bit, I think.
However, the Squiglonians are now getting into their beefy units. They've dealt with the small bit. Now they've got the big guns come in, especially that unit of... Well, the big blocks, anyway.
Yeah. Raptors are in as well on the giant.
And for some reason, I felt confident about this combat.
Really? Brilliant. Lancers, however, don't make it. Useless reinforcing elves.
Useless. They can only take a charge.
You decided, Dan, that the trolls were fine, and it didn't matter what spells were on my multiple units fighting them.
Yeah, like they've got a 4+4+ on their
exactly.
saves. They're fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fine. You've already used your flaming banner, so
right. A lot to spell on my side though.
How on earth do you keep rolling all these 6s?
It's a skill, mate.
It's in the name.
Yeah.
And a lot of spells going off as well. That's the thing with so much magic, though. Something is going to go off.
Yeah.
Usually it's a case of like, which one spell am I going to let through? But for us, like, which 4 or 5 are going to happen this turn?
I know, yeah.
Madgits go dying, which is wonderful. No more Madgit fun over
Believe in the poison.
And you managed to kill the Kaiman Ancient rudely. Wasn't happy about that. I mean, could have sworn Knights weren't supposed to be as good when they're not charging. But
Knights of the Realm, best grinding unit in the game.
Yeah. Obviously, they're performing for Scabbat on this side after their rebirth.
Yeah, when they're fighting for the right king.
Yeah, the Raptors easily see off the giant, losing 1 wound in return. So, yeah, your confidence was justified.
Yeah.
I think it would be the Lancers that probably did it. A whole load of goblins go down to the Sid you saw in the Rumfdons.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I think you were steadfast. Don't know whether you passed it or not. We might find out in a minute. And yeah, the genius Saurian warriors doing a great job on that flank for you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Well, yeah. Finally.
And your Sky Sloop has destroyed its war machine.
Yeah, and gone into some, I think, Yeoman.
Oh, they
no, those are actual. Yeah, they're respawned.
Respawned Wolf Riders all on that side. Brilliant.
Yeah, I thought it was a fair trade. Wolf Riders for a unit of Realm Knights.
Oh, but this looks like Tom's just had just decided to throw them on the board.
I mean, there's anger come at me on this side. There is he's but yeah, just demolishing my units now. So I mean, I'm looking a bit thin. Looking a bit thin over it.
All I'm seeing is that the elves are all dead and the Saurian warriors are left to hold the flank.
Well, if you don't get into the fight, that's what happens, right?
And that's what I'm seeing, is that you've given up the fight and it's left to me to hold the line, really. More elves dying, obviously.
More elves dying, only one of the knights as well, so that sort of continues on over there.
I mean, this was the point where we were kind of thinking, the Scabback Gobbos Alliance, they're all just keep coming back, and we are now actually genuinely losing models and units here. So
that's it.
The trolls actually hold up surprisingly well. Only 3 of them go down to all the attention they get. They could kill a few back in return, but yeah, they run. I don't. Did you get away? I think you got away again.
I think you did. Yeah.
Which actually, ironically, is not good for you because you could have had the whole unit return in the next turn if you'd have died. But because you got away, 3 of them have to rally.
Yeah.
Did you do some?
So yeah, my triple charge finally pays off this turn on some goblins, and while I can't kill off the knights, I can kill off some goblins.
And so, turn 4 is ended there, and all is heating up.
What just happened, Dan?
The valiant and brave general of my supposed allied forces has been in precisely one fight and thought, no, I've had enough for today.
Loonheart?
Yeah.
He's off.
I mean, this is the most familiar thing I've seen all day, actually, in running off the board.
On a reroll.
Oh, he's off 11.
11! He's not even slowing down. And you're allied to this man.
Yeah, I suppose I just have to carry the day, won't I?
Yeah, how's that looking?
And I mean,
end of turn
lucky
4.
6s.
Yeah, end of turn 4. You cleared out the flank, right?
We're doing all right. We're doing all right, you know.
To be fair, he's got a whole unit of forlorn that you've just left alone.
Yeah, well, my one champion's doing all right.
But no,
we've got stuff. We've got some cracking on over here.
You haven't got a lot over there, have you?
No.
What's going on there?
Centre,
we've got that covered, right?
Spear Lords, Sea Guards, don't worry about it.
Temple Guard in reserve, as you do.
Well, this is where your plan falls apart.
Oh, I see.
Because it looks pretty dire from our end, but, and here's the plan, common goblins and the squigs into the Sea Guard. It's all hypothetical, along with a 10 on dice charge from the spider into the Sea Guard, right? Blow through those.
Just terror them, mate, you're fine.
Exactly, right. Actually, not terror them, because I need the charge.
Oh, sure.
Because these guys are the hardest unit on the table.
Naturally.
They'll then overrun into the Temple Guard.
Yeah.
Punk them, overrun onto the objective, win the game.
Yeah.
Job done, scaffolding today.
There you go. So, and
It's a team effort.
a report from Loonheart?
I don't know where he is.
It's 3 miles that way.
Absolutely, yeah. This flank is now strangely Equitane Knights versus my Knights. 3 different armies, all Knights, in that corner, having a party. What's your plan? You've just told us your plan.
No.
Great.
Goblins coming at ya, turn 5.
Yeah, and
getting to the business end now.
After the plan has been revealed. Thank you. Gobbo, you had a plan of your own.
Yeah, basically Hail Mary straight over to here and try and see if I can keep overrunning and land on the objective by turn 6.
Genius.
I feel like that was a plagiarized plan, to be honest.
Fine. It's fine. I don't think Sun Tzu would mind. So,
yeah, so out of all that big combat where you were just like going to town on the elves, I had one champion left. And he flared and all that jazz. And you caught him on a 6-6.
Yeah.
First 6 I've rolled.
I know.
But yeah, and this was the plan in operation, wasn't it? Really,
the plan.
Yeah.
Operation Slingshot.
Yeah,
but it wasn't just the goblins going in. It was you'd also put a long charge from your spider and convinced the allies to help out.
Yeah, who were currently mourning the loss of their Loonheart, but they look to scab that.
Yeah, as they should. For this, frankly,
look down at
IQ play.
Yeah.
So yeah, they will charge.
Yeah. Forlorn moving forward, I guess.
I think
the
Grails get a juicy. Yeah.
Oh sure, yeah.
Just mopping up the rest of the elves now.
Oh no.
Yeah. And the Reborn Knights going for a charge as well, as are the goblins in the middle. They're forest goblins, aren't they? So they don't care about the forest.
Yeah. Also juicy poison spears.
I think this was you measuring out whether that double 4 on the dice was enough to make the charge. The Gargantula has already failed charge forward, unfortunately.
Part of the plan.
Yep. And that was the result of the plan. Happy to have just the Pegasus for company.
Not sure if we lost a peg on the way in through the forest.
DTs, yeah.
We may have lost one on the way in. Again, part of the plan.
And yeah, the plan is continuing because more charges going off on this side as well.
Charges, yeah.
More goblins returning to action. I don't even know what version of that Nasher is now. Is he version 3 or?
That could well be version 3 of the second one.
Yeah, it's like that's like the 17th unit of Nashes they've had on this battlefield, I think.
Absolutely. And another unit of Wolf Riders just appears after the Lancers killed one off. They haven't really got very far. And now there's another unit. I think technically that's not the unit of Wolf Riders they fought first time. That's the one that fled. So, and the Giants are back. One of them reborn.
The Giants and the Phoenix playing knifey spoony.
And this guy's right back in the action.
Where's the poison when you need it?
Yeah. I know. Yeah, they ain't coming back. Oh man, it's just.
So yeah, a bit of an overview of this side. Yeah.
I love how the dragon has literally not moved the entire battle.
Just alchemying off all around everywhere.
Break the spirit.
And break the spirit. We've been letting it off because.
You're not going to move him anyway.
Yeah, I won't move him yet. But there is a bit of a thing over here actually with old Gobbo's Knights coming in so close. They're very close to the objective now. Remember this is turn 5, is it?
It is
turn 5. One more turn and they can get there.
Because it is all about getting any goblin unit, scoring unit within the objective zone, isn't it?
Within 6
and you will literally win. It doesn't matter if we've got 10 of our units there. We still need to stop every one of their units from getting to the objective. So, yeah.
Only takes one goblin to eat that mushroom.
Yeah, that's it.
Exactly. Yeah, and hopefully it's Scabbat. So yeah, that is
a mushroom.
That is our line of Saurians holding firm. on that side. A few spells going off. A few spells being dispelled.
Yep.
Yeah, connotations of each individual one. Who knows?
I think this is the group of dispelled.
Sure, could well be. Yeah.
Yeah, we were at a point in the game where like Raven's Wing was actually a scary spell.
Yeah, right.
Yes, massively. Yeah. Smite the Unbeliever on the elves and Cleansing Fire on the Pegasus. Interesting.
Yeah, so like I really needed this combat to
go your way.
Swing, because obviously part of Operation Slingshot is to blow through these elves, right?
Yep.
So I need to really really up the offensive potential of the most threatening unit in that combat. So obviously I selflessly buffed the Pegasus Knights.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's a nice quantity.
Yeah. Because we're allies, we're friends.
Oh, I wish we had that kind of unity. Sixes.
I know.
On our side, yeah.
We just simply don't.
No, just no chemistry.
Yeah.
A couple of Queen's Guard dying. Is that to shooting?
That might be the last of the Queen's Guard. Yeah.
Sure.
Actually.
Yeah. I suppose. Yeah, you got those 2 units of peasant bowmen shooting Gobbo off from up the hill. Salamander running. Oh, being killed, I think, by the goblins. And one of them escaping to get away. That's that.
Goblins creeping closer.
Yeah, and the other goblins die to the Stygiosaur. Did they kill all of the Ramphadons before they went down? Possibly?
Yeah, it looks like,
Quite possibly,
yeah. So the Stygiosaur is now staring at the reborn chariots. It is still your turn 5, though, so the Stygiosaur can potentially get out of the way. Thankfully. Actually, you panicked.
Yes, even better.
Even better. Nice. Caimans lose a fair few. Well, no, take a bit of damage to goblins, but you got plenty of bodies where they came from. Is that?
Yeah. So this is Skycutter killing the Wolf Riders. I believe you've rallied with your knights there, Gobbo. Questions. But again, I move this way so that I can fly away home, birdie.
Yeah, I mean, technically we've also got the added objective that if we destroy the reinforcement points, then units cannot come back from those points.
Yeah.
So that's what the sloop's looking at.
The elves are desperate for things not to come back over here.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Because they were basically just terrain pieces with war machine stats.
Yeah.
Lions giving up.
Yeah,
just like all the other elves over there.
Yeah, it's not looking good. We are dwindling.
Weight of numbers.
Yeah.
That whole forlorn unit is still pretty much untouched. But Wardens are going strong.
Yeah. They don't decide to run after, though. I think they just pivot in the end. So we got some other. This is on a totemic summon that's been around the block, and we just haven't been able to deal with. Into my BSB, who's been hiding, cowering behind this hill to try and give as many things rerolls as possible.
He needs to be taken out.
Yeah.
And the night combat ends in a bit of a bloodbath, finally. I think one of the cowboys goes down and 4 raptors to an even number of knights back in return. So, a bit of a good trade.
The power of the banner of the penultimate charge.
Yes. Yep, pretty much. And wow, what on earth happened to the Sea Guard? I mean, we're going to get a bit more of insight into what happened.
The plan happened.
Yes, but in terms of casualties, the Sea Guard, what happened? Lucky Sixes.
They capitulated.
Yeah.
Really, they did a few wounds here and a few wounds there, but the magic on them, they're only res elf. At the end of the day,
with Smite the Unbeliever as well.
Well, yeah,
and Strength 5.
So yeah, they lose combat, end up running, and the pegs actually run them down.
Yeah, not as many in that photo because it's a bit deceptive. Because I believe
the back line of pegs have gone. Yeah.
Yes. But I think whether it's the next picture or this may be the last picture, I'm not sure. We actually get more of an insight into what happened coming up. Before we get there, of course, we can see the Sea Guard did indeed go down. And the scab vat overrun. Yeah.
Didn't quite get into the temple guard.
But, yeah. We won't go into that too much just yet.
You can trust me. I'm an honest goblin.
What was that? So send in your pegs, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
And 4 pegs dead later. No goblins dead.
I've just revealed to Ryan the only reason his Pegasus Knight's got cleansing fire is to make Tom more likely to attack them instead of me.
The master plan of Scabbat. How'd you feel, Ryan?
You own the presence of
On a 4+, it's game on. No, not yet.
Now is not the time.
No. Talk us through Operation Slingshot again, Dan.
Right, so we've had a hiccup. They were tripping over.
Sort of an elf speed bump.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Phase 1, blow through the Sea Guard, went off without a hitch.
Easy.
Without a hitch for who?
Went off without a hitch. I came out relatively unscathed.
Yes.
Stumbled on my shoelaces coming out.
Yeah, which was part of the plan. Or not?
That
was part of the plan,
right? Lunart's feeling, Gobbo's feeling real happy because the Pegasus Knights are
the 2 that remain of the 6 that started.
We've just reminded him there is a comet about to land.
And a madkit who's just eyeing them up. And of course this is now Lizard turn 5. So
we were just conserving stamina for the inevitable flea rolls.
Absolutely. Still happy?
Oh yeah, over the moon. It's just dark.
So Scabbat's third part of the plan was to bait the charge.
It's been a long day.
And then the command through to the goblins was to flee.
He's very tired.
3 inches.
He's such a brave boy, he was hesitating on whether to run.
But the issue is that now my Kingslayer has got to lead the Temple Guard to kill them and not pick through the bodies to get Scabbat, basically. Okay.
Wow.
There we go.
There's a lot of emotion running through right now.
So, give us your feelings and your thoughts right now, Gobbo. After seeing
Bloody knew it. Bloody knew it.
That was his plan all along. Nothing to do with the trophy.
Yeah. He's done you a kipper there.
You were his trophy.
Turn that sumbitch sideways. Oh,
Flawless
boy.
execution.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apart from the loose shoelaces.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
So while that's all going on, we may as well make some charges. So
there's a few elf units left alive.
There's a few.
So,
So my Frosty, who did come back, it looks like, on a 3-up.
Must have done.
So yeah, he goes into the rear, while my Flame Wardens, who are doing a decent job. About the only elf unit that can actually do anything.
Well, I think your 20 Flame Wardens make up 80% of what's left of the elves.
I think so.
So, in terms of model count.
Yeah, for sure now. So they go into the Grail, so that's the big unit with the General and BSB in. Can they do that as well for the trifecta?
The General's already surveying the back area.
Oh yeah. So I remember he leaving.
Yeah, but Sky Sloop. MOM, I think.
Yeah, great paint job. Normally you do have the paint job that they dye early doors, but you use a different paint, I think.
Painter.
Well, yeah, I certainly did. So yeah, he goes into the respawning tower.
Yeah, the bed and breakfast. Yeah. And Temple Guard declared the charge into Scabfat. I mean, it'd be rude not to after he invited us into the door, you know.
And we've already seen how that goes.
And you know, saving the energy for the flea, weren't you, Scabfat?
Yeah, that's a line we'll go with.
And Kingslayer goes off on the run because I wouldn't want to let Scabfat run any further, so he charges someone else. Stidiosaur does a similar job to the Sky Sloop actually, and I think charges the chariots off the board and then redirects into the objective marker.
Yeah.
Those war machines all breathing a sigh of relief after the dinosaur goes for the big rock instead of
the big building.
Yeah. Lancers, chills charging wolf riders. This pretty much sums up their battle. And there's a distinct lack of Scabfat all of a sudden.
Wow. Here's the funny thing. Turns out that it was actually just a stuffed scarecrow. It was an imposter. Actually.
Oh, no way.
Go.
Yeah.
Was he actually hiding in Loonheart's breeches?
He was up in that tower with the flaming sword bolt thrower.
That was the plan.
Just peeking out.
Yep, so
if you get a close-up picture of Loonheart, you can actually see Scabfat clinging onto his shoulders.
It's just flying along.
Yeah. But for official purposes, the Temple Guard kill the Goblin King. Temple Guard, what have I been saying all along?
Yeah. You sure it wasn't Scabfat's own bloody hubris that killed him?
Maybe so.
From this day forward, he will only wear Velcro shoes.
That's law. That's law, baby.
Yep. It's set in stone now. Saurians go for take 3 against the trolls because they can. Although that wrecking team is a little bit close for comfort. I think the Kingslayer cowboy must have charged something.
I think it charged him. They fled and he caught them.
Yeah,
it was another unit of goblins.
Really far.
Yeah.
Goblin bows.
Stidiosaur failed the charge on the building, so just waits for the war machines to have a go at him. I think this was the Flame Phoenix returning, maybe?
You're both in one game.
Yeah.
Or did it... No, actually, it might have never died. I'm not sure. Did it ever die?
I don't know where the giant went.
There's 2 giants.
Oh, the giant moved. Yeah. So the giant didn't charge it. We thought it would because so it moved over to try and kill some squigs.
Yeah, sounds about right. And the Lancers complete the charge on their ancient foes. And then, the important Wrath of God comes down. Bit of an anticlimax, actually, in terms of what it did, wasn't it? Or was it? I can't remember.
You know what? I don't feel like it really had that much of an impact on the game. You know, like, it came down, got a few elves, got the Mad Git. Mayo got the Peg Knights that were inches from the objective.
Didn't you roll exactly the number that you needed in order to hit the Peg Knights?
Part of the plan!
The betrayal is complete. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like, because there were 2 or 3 stacks of tokens, and then the roll of like a 3 was just enough to tickle that base.
Yeah.
And catch the pegs.
Yeah. Beautiful. This is the knights, or
so I think my guys the dragon.
Oh yeah. Where's the dragon?
No, the dragon's still around. I think the dragon moved away.
He's dead.
Well, the reason I think that is because something's coming up later, but
yeah. No, but you didn't cast Break the Spirit on him, so he moved.
Yeah,
I think.
And the old Grey Watch is rallied. I think that is. Over here,
Lion Guard standing firm.
Lion Guard rally and turn around to face their inevitable doom.
The double charge succeeded on the knights as well. Over here, I'm just moving around to surround the goblins, who've actually managed to do quite a decent bit of work over there. And the Kaimans are still fighting the other goblins. Yeah. To do a whole load of spells, some of them going off, some of them being stopped. Yeah. Fate's Judgment being cast. Oh, this is, because this is, I can't remember.
On the Mangler Squig.
Oh, yes, thank you. Someone noticed what's gone. Yes, it's gone. Killed it. Woohoo. Oh, there you go. There's the picture that demonstrates the beautiful roll.
Carnage that was.
Exactly what you needed to hit the Peg Knights. I knew we'd catch up with it at some point. And there's the dragon.
We catch up with Dan at some point.
Yeah, killing even more elves, but inevitably killing the
Do you
scoring.
reckon, Lucky Sixes, that the viewers of the channel, the loyal viewers, will actually know that we recorded this separately with Scabbat and Gobbo at different times, and they don't know that the video's been spliced together to make it look like they were recorded together?
Never.
They haven't spoken to each other since this battle. So.
Never again, I heard, was a...
Yeah, I know. The expletives we've had to edit out.
Gobbo said when asked.
Like, it just dawned on me that he was going to get the objective, and no. Not having
It wasn't part of the plan, was it?
No. Goblins run away. Yep.
I think that's when you shot them, didn't you? And they panicked.
Shot them off, yeah.
No Scabbats discipline 10 anymore.
Trust in the poison.
Absolutely, yeah. The trolls finally go down. They've got a turn 6 to come back, but...
Joke's on you.
I know, yeah. Absolutely. And yeah, Thoroscutus is still looking pretty decent as well, which is nice. Kaiman's eventually going down to goblins. Goblins like it in the forest, apparently.
Yeah. Those things are tough.
Yeah, and the raptors see out the penultimate knights.
They've grinded well, so.
Yeah. Done well. Over here, your bolt throwers have apparently escaped all kinds of attention.
Yeah. They've just been plinking.
It's because that Sky Sloop's done such a good job.
It is. The Sky Sloop, the aka the wall. Yeah.
And speaking of the sloop, I mean,
look at this.
One objective down.
Gave that B&B a 1-star review on the Yelp.
That is a very elf thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Cloud the BSB doing well, yeah.
Yeah, we're grinding away. I'm not taking any wounds, and I've done 2 over about 5 rounds of combat.
A few Flame Wardens going down as well, by the looks of it.
Yep.
Reducing the elf numbers by 25%.
Yeah, I think I've moved this way as well to allow a longer charge for Gobbo's knights. So it moves it like by 1 inch, but every inch matters.
Doesn't it just? Wolf Riders go down again.
Yep. 2 for 2 for the Lancers.
2 for 2 for the Lancers, yeah, absolutely. I think that's an overview at the end of Goodies turn 5, pretty much. Saurian's pushing you back, Scabbat.
Yeah. You're not killing them fast enough. That's the problem.
No. Yeah, I know. I'm just toying with them each combat and reducing their numbers. Yeah. It's my bad. And that's how it looks over there with the
right,
Squiglonians pushing forward. Yeah. As turn 5 slowly becomes turn 6 for the bad guys.
Okay, so 3 inches failed charge.
So
That's random movement. So we get the goblins in first.
This is 13.
Okay, we're doing random movement anyway. Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I mean, they're all coded that way. But
Sure, it doesn't matter what phase it's in. Yeah. Oh no, 13. Yeah. Because that's them. Yeah, I know the goblins need 11, don't they? Hey, don't be putting them there. They're the only one. That's the only one in.
well, we'll adjust.
Aye.
We need 12 on dice.
Not so much. Not so much. But the goblin's going to make it, so that's fine. 11 on non-Swift Stride.
Here it is.
The big one.
Drum roll, please.
They want it.
How much do they want it?
GG's.
Good game.
No.
We've still got Hail Mary number 2.
3.
Yeah. Yes. Part 7. So I hate to say it, Dan. Can you have some dangerous terrains, please?
Oh no, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh yes, even better. Even better. I like that even better.
So
This is where he takes 4 wounds going in. It's 3. 1. I'll take 1. Temple God, you might be able to handle this. Might.
So I wanted all of it in.
Oh no, you did.
So yeah, Plan B got a scrap wagon in. Yeah.
This is why you stick to Plan A.
Right, yeah, right.
Yeah, and that's some horrible man making you 2 dangerous terrains as well, just to rub it in. Tom.
Weren't content. You weren't content with
I wasn't,
2 out of 3 failures.
I didn't trust my temple guard to be able to take out 1 scrap wagon. You see. I'm concerned. I'm very concerned.
Every little helps. Every little helps.
Those
Absolutely.
2d6 impact hits, you know, they'll
Yeah.
ruin your day.
So we should talk about this though.
This is important because Gobbo had, despite everything else going on, Gobbo had a different plan that was actually legitimately got a chance of winning the game. I mean, unlike the other Scabbat plans, which were kind of just all a bit of the fun, this one genuinely could work. Talk us through, Gobbo.
So we had the knights there in the centre. They were on the right-hand side, just by the fence there. So they've charged into the flank of the BSB, but at such a way that if I kill him, I then overrun into the dragon.
Yeah.
Which hopefully then means that I'll kill him on your turn.
Slingshot.
Into
where the objective is sitting.
The archers are there as well, aren't they? So I think
I don't think they're there yet, are they?
There's 5 there that rallied, I think.
Yeah, they rallied. The Grey Watchers.
Yeah,
the ones underneath, they're behind the dragon down here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they haven't been moved in the way just yet. But
Not yet.
They're there. Awesome.
And yeah, the full-on knights trying to go for the Grey Watchers, just to try and keep them out of the way.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And you also, is it the Growler charging the Lion Guard?
Questers.
Yeah. Yeah, and this was a bit scary on the side because I couldn't flee or anything because my BSB was held up by the totemic. So
you couldn't have more scoring units of the Equitanes getting towards the objective either, so you're holding on for dear life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Giant is right up there, and you decided to have another go at the Raptor Riders.
Yeah. Bert's older twin.
Yeah.
Older twin number 7, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you sent a wrecking team through more Equitane Knights just because you could.
I mean, I don't need them.
I don't think you actually did any wounds to my cowboy because I think he'd taken 2 wounds from a while ago.
No,
so I think actually this maneuver just killed the Scoblonian.
There seems to be a different battle going on.
And in fact, the face on that wrecking team looking up at the camera was pretty much the face I was giving him.
Smile for the camera, yeah.
Absolutely.
Hello, friend. Yeah.
And here goes the Forlorns on their little
just showing
maneuver.
the charges.
Yes, this was us dispelling a certain spell with a little bit of gusto. I think we left all of all of our dice we had left went into Wrath of God, and that may have even been what we rolled. So yeah, we didn't want another Wrath of God going on. You did get Cleansing Fire off on the Scrap Wagon of Doom.
The odds are stacking in my favour.
That's it.
Yeah, totally.
It's the shit.
Spirits of the Wood is possibly a problem for the Flame Wardens.
Yeah, because there's no Forest Strider.
And Break the Beast to stop the Rhymi Knights helping out to, cause problems. There's only 2 of them left now.
Yeah, so if they do want to charge anything, then, yeah.
All the DTs.
Exactly, and I think at this point we go into Goblin Shooting, where Dan has something to say.
We haven't skipped the Goblin Shooting phase. There's just no update.
It's more of a resharpened spirit.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely, yeah.
Sharpened body.
I mean, you know, that row of war machines is sort of semi-functioning.
The effort that counts.
Taking part.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all winners here.
That is exactly the spirit. I commend you.
So Temple Guard actually got a bit of a beating, despite a lot of that going their way, and that they were only fighting one single scrap wagon. I mean, how many points is a scrap wagon?
6.
Like 90 points.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot more than 90 points worth of Temple Guard. I'm just going to say, it's a lot more than.
Did have Cleansing Fire? Come on.
Yeah, 46.
Well, true.
46 auto hits.
Pretty much auto wounds, auto kills.
I think also because you've been stood still the entire game, you just haven't really got your muscles warmed
Yeah,
up.
right.
Yeah,
They haven't stretched.
Right, yeah. The story of my life.
Half of them are calf strains, you know.
Yeah.
Get some ice and elevate it, boys.
I thought by now, Gobbo, you were on my side.
Oh, apparently it's 3 versus 1.
Oh, okay. I think another giant goes down to more Raptor Riders.
Yeah, I think the insulting thing is I charged on that one.
The Raptor Riders have now killed at least 3 giants, 1 Gargantula, I don't know what else. Knights units,
You just
still
thought I'd
standing.
learn by now,
Racking them
wouldn't
up,
you?
yeah.
Yeah, and 2 cowboys are still left in that. And so over here, this is combat, how multiple combats ended up actually.
So multiple combats, the flame wardens at the top and all that sort of, we kill 1, you kill 3, but the combat race keeps us there. The lions, 1 dies, but none in return, and we stay there. And the BSB goes down to the long haul slingshot, should we say? Plan Z. And the last hope for the baddies.
Yes.
Because you are. And it's
working.
It's working. Finally, a plan comes together.
Yeah, it really does. Over on this flank again, the boring flank, obviously. Flame Wardens finish off those Nashers. Flame Wardens, keep calling Flame Warden. Flame Phoenix.
Flareon.
Yeah. The Kaimans go down to the Goblins, but roll a double 6 for the 1 that remains. So I still keep half my points for that unit.
1 that remains on 1 wound as well?
Exactly, he's running away.
Beautiful.
Cowboy. Is this the Cowboy?
I think he just kills
survive.
1, doesn't he?
Yeah, kills. Well, maybe. Who knows what that is? Yeah.
If I had a couple more wounds there, I probably could have survived it.
Yeah.
This cowboy is running. I mean, I've still got all 4 cowboys on the board, which is pretty crazy considering they were my last entry into the list. And then into the goodies, final turn of the
Yeah, so despite Break the Spirit, the Saurians charge into the rear, and the Rhymi Knights can't be upheld. You can't be overdone by these, so they charge as well.
Yeah. You just wanted to desperately find a way to kill those Saurians on the flank.
Yeah.
Didn't you really? And that was the only way you had left.
Could have just walked them off the board.
Yeah. Gone to the well. What's that? What's that, Lassie?
Sloop moves on to the next target.
Yeah, he's cracking on really. This is a charge over everything, past everything into the peasants. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Who appear to
actually no? Didn't you flee? You fled one.
They fled with one. I tried to redirect as well, but I don't. As you'll see, I don't think I get in.
Yeah.
But it's our turn 6, so it doesn't matter. These are all free charges now.
Exactly.
This is my attempt at chaffing and chaffer. So as long as they don't panic when the dragon quite inevitably dies, then they will chaff and they will still prevent anything silly happening.
Yes.
And any plans working. Right?
Because just as a reminder, the goblin side only needs one scoring unit next to that objective in order to win the entire mega battle.
Yeah. So there's a lot resting on the dragon, who's done nothing apart from spells, right?
Multiple burning spells.
And some 3 archers that may or may not see the dragon get completely demolished and spiked up by light, and we're expecting them without a general of BSB to hold.
Yeah, absolutely we are. Yeah. Temple Guard just decide to turn and watch.
Yeah.
Because, why wouldn't they?
Right.
They've done their bit. They've held the middle all on their own.
Yeah. Well, they can't move much further. Otherwise, another 3 would die for cast train.
They've stepped in a scab fat, though.
Yeah, exactly. Got him up on a spike.
I appear to have some scab fat on my shoe.
Oh, Jeremy, you reek. You stepped in a scab fat.
Razorback and Spearback, whatever he's called, and Thyra Scooter's Happy Meal. Just continuing their uneventful battle of success. Sidiosaur tries again, having avoided Dan's wonderful shooting phase. As you do. A double charge with knights on this last unit holding up your flank.
Now I know they've been through like 3 giants, but no, I'm really confident about this one.
Yeah, absolutely. The squigs can do it. Oh, you did get the points for the climbing unit and the salamanders. They decided to run off. Good. That's getting into that combat. And Stygiusaur getting in as well this time, second time round. And completing those charges, going for it. I'm actually pushing you back. Do my little maneuver and get more shooting skinks to try and shoot another goblin unit off.
Believe in the poison.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have skinks.
Yeah, same with that unit of skinks as well. A lot of spells dispelled.
Yeah. All my alchemy spells, so that he didn't get a spell off as well, because he would get boosted because he's Order of the Fiery Heart. So that was tactical again.
I see. Yeah. Fate's Judgment finishes off the Totemic Summon.
Totemic Summon. Been a real pain among us. Thankfully, we do get some spells off, and I guess.
Hold on. Huh? We do get some spells off.
Yeah,
which spells did you get off on you? The dragon who was casting them?
They let the weaker spells go off.
So that Quattle who turns to face to look at your dragon just cast 1 or 2 spells to help
the one that's good from helping from afar. That one.
Yes. Because the dragon would have gone down without a little bit of help. So I just took the team decision to make sure
the team decision to not to try and not lose. You're so gracious.
Well, indeed.
So gracious.
Shoot at the goblins and they run all the way through everything, making a good escape route.
See you later.
Well done to them. Yeah. A whole lot of dangerous terrain going through their own squigs. It was all the squigs. The raptors and the lancers didn't do any of that.
Didn't mind, yeah.
I suppose this goes to show that someone did in fact believe in the poison.
Yes.
This is the unit that's believed.
Spearback dies, unfortunately. No one's happy to see that. But yeah, Happy Meal overruns into the Great Green Idol, which is back.
I mean, that is a battle of tanks, isn't it? Right there. Like tanks that don't really do much offensively.
Yeah, they could be there. They're probably still there now.
Yeah.
Squigs die. Of course they do. Break the spirit. What happened?
Well, so the Saurians didn't make it. By the way, this is something.
That's the story.
That's what this. That's what this is. And in doing so, condemned the elves, the poor elves, to an inevitable dangerous trade.
Shower.
They saw that the Saurians didn't roll and thought, I guess I'll just die.
Yep. There's nothing left for me here.
Sounds like an elf. Oh, and more fleeing.
Yeah, so a bit of a double edge here. My lions go down to the questers, but my Phoenix plus Flame Wardens managed to kill a couple and don't take any in return this time. With your BSB and Grails fleeing, but I don't catch.
Isn't it nice that for 2 turns that spider's been there?
Yeah.
Just 2 failed charges, I think.
No. It just hasn't done anything. Watching my Grail Knights die.
Looking fairly similar to a Coatl. In that picture.
I mean, why get involved when you can just, the entertainment just rolls out in front of you? It's like watching WrestleMania.
Yeah, you don't get in the ring. Come on.
Yeah.
Overrun with knights into another giant. Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, giant number 4.
Yeah.
Of all the elf units to survive, completely untouched.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have picked Lancers.
It's management. It's the management skills.
Clearly.
The general who commanded them.
You've only used 8% of the board with them. That's why.
It's true.
It's the way to use Lancers. You've got to learn. Know your limits. I think there's a unit running off, maybe?
So...
What's a unit that came back running off?
Is that a panic?
Panic test from the ones that died to the Flame Wardens?
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah. Not sure, unless the Sky Sloop
it just
killed something, shot something.
Invokes fear, doesn't it? The Sky Sloop. And I think they've they took a panic check just on that.
Pretty much. And the Stygiosaur destroys the reinforcement building, which of course is completely pointless in the grand scheme of things.
But anyone coming back next turn.
Salt in the wounds.
Exactly.
Yeah, and but what isn't pointless and something we've left till last on this set of pictures is
so important.
The big one, the dragon versus the picture we showed earlier versus the Knights of the Realm. And,
after all those hours of playing, and it comes down.
Yeah.
One.
It totally does.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, and thankfully we realised it might have been fairly important, and for your viewing pleasure, everybody.
Enjoy, folks.
Time has come. It all comes down to this. How many hours in are we?
72.
It's at least.
Well, 72 overall, but I think it's at least 71 hours of battle. And we have got the final combat, which is a unit of Knights of the Realm, or Questing Knights?
That's the Realm.
Knights of the Realm. Charging, still on the charge?
On the charge.
On the charge against your Titan Saphira.
Yeah, the dragon, paired weapons, fiery heart, chap.
Yeah.
Kill my best bee to get into me.
Sure, Cloud went down.
Charge.
Yeah.
But yes,
but
so we are here.
you've chaffed the overrun.
Yes.
Which will mean that providing they don't panic when or if the dragon dies, the trophy, the objective for the Goblin Squiglonian Alliance is within sight in the last combat of turn 6. Shake of the hands.
So it is.
We have got a few spells helping the dragon.
Right, so the mage is going to go first with
Which
now
watching?
Agility 7.
Trophy goodness.
Hitting on 2s. re-rolling.
Stars align.
Stars align.
Good lad. Good lad.
Strength 5, res 3. So we are 2. So that's 2 at now AP would be AP3, but AP still AP3.
Still AP3, but it is divine.
But it's divine as well. So you are now 2 up goes to 5 up, 5 up, 5 up, but you're re-rolling the 5 up. 5 up.
Yeah.
So 5 up.
So
Okay,
1.
1, and then this one is re-roll successful 5s.
No. So 1 knight is dead.
Boom. Next is my agility 5. I'm hitting now on offensive skill 5. But either way, if it's 5 or higher, it's 3s, right?
Yeah.
So, re-rolls.
Needs a couple.
Strength 6.
2s.
2s. 4. 5 up, so all about the 5s. He's going to re-roll these bad boys. Oh my goodness! He's trying. He's trying hard. Do it again. Oh, that's big.
2 that night. Takes the rank off, but
I have a breath weapon.
yeah,
So 2d6.
even though you're facing the wrong way, you go. Oh.
8. Strength 4. Res 3. So 3s. 5 at AP 1. Correct, actually. Yeah. So 3s, and then 6s.
Divine.
Oh, bloody hell.
2 more dead knights.
That, sir, is me.
So let's talk static at this point. The knights have got a charge, 1 rank, and a banner.
And a big flank, because 2.
Oh, yes. Flank and a big flank. So it's 5/5 before the knights attack. 4s, is it, to hit?
Tough 6. So 4s.
1 wound, -3.
1 wound, -3. 3 up goes to 6 up.
Huh? So it would have been hitting on 5s.
3 up goes to 6 up.
Oh. You boys.
Damsel.
So what you're saying is you didn't want my healing water. Lucky 6s. Damsel.
Don't remember.
Cocked.
I tried. Horses.
Horses. They've been amazing all get.
Oh.
That one's cocked. That one's cocked.
It's cocked for sure. It hit something. Draw after all that.
Yeah, sure. So
Okay. Does that still do something?
no, but it's cool. So guiding light is on a 9. Oh yeah, that's fine.
You're alright. Guiding light saved you, mofo. GG.
Good game.
GG. Both of you at the same time. Come on. Well done. Well done.
What an end!
Well done, Lucky Sixes.
See you later.
The power has finished. The bolt is gone. Well played, Dan. Well played, Ryan. Well played, Tom.
See you later.
Phew. Well, after all that, ended in a draw.
What a game! What a game! But how cool is it? It come down to the last, right?
The last combat ended in a draw, I should say. But you know, obviously, baddies didn't manage to get the mushroom. So just a few final shots of how the battlefield ended up with the last remaining models. And considering how many models were on the board to begin with, it is looking a little sparse.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, with what was left.
Especially down the end, it's a bit sparse, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of green bays going on. Temple Guard with a front seat picture of the dragon barely hanging on.
Literally.
Yeah, and there you go. Last picture of Battlefield.
Nearly a whole table is just there's no units apart from your Forlorn. The Forlorn are looking very strong.
They are. If there was a turn 7,
point,
they'd be all over it. Yeah, absolutely. But we decided to do a little bit of a showcase at the end, didn't we? With a little bit of a scene for you to end the mega battle.
Yeah.
Thank you to Scabfat and Gobbo for joining us for the battle and for this recording. Very much appreciated.
All right.
I'm sure some of you enjoyed it more than others. But nonetheless, it is a great celebration of 200 battle reports on the channel. Thanks to the viewers who've stuck with us throughout all this time.
Yeah, absolutely. And say we wouldn't be here without you guys. Keep the comments coming. I mean, if you're still watching this as well, not only thank you to Scabfat and Gobbo for being here, but thank you to you for watching. This is a hell of a watch. Big congrats on getting this far. Say, like you said, thank you very much for all your support over the years. There's much more to come, which is good. So this is, we just do things like this for a bit of fun and to keep it fresh. But no, yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment, share, all that jazz. Tell us what you like and don't like.
More battles to come, and don't forget you can make suggestions for Mega Battle 250, which will soon be upon us, no doubt, with the support you guys give us.
Everyone versus Scabfat.
I like it. I like it.
The suggestion box is all full at the minute of things like that. But
Great. So we'll just, I mean, we probably will talk through a few of these, but afterwards. But let's have a little bit of a cinematic scene to end Mega Battle 200. Victory to PTG.
Next time, PTG. Next time.
That was the runner-up prize, wasn't
it? Cheers for watching, guys.
See you later.
Stay safe.